Everybody, welcome to the UGASports watch-along show. We have Coach Donnan here. I'm Radi Nabulsi. That's Dayne Young in the back. We appreciate everybody tuning in, being a part of the show. It means a lot to us. We appreciate when you share this with your friends. It also means a lot to us. Shout out to our sponsors, the Yancey brothers, Not Get a Chance, Athens Ford, and of course, Bud Light Next. It is the next stage of beer. If you don't like calories, if you don't like carbs, but you love beer, then try the Bud Light Next. Coach, Georgia's about to kick off. We just saw a close call with Alabama. Shows Alabama was favored by 20 points in that game. You can't you can't come in halfway.
Well, you got to give Texas a lot of credit.
Mic all the way up?
I think I do have it on. Got it on.
No, I think it's in your.
It's already falling off.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to help me, man. All right, can you hear me?
There we go. That's a lot better.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you got to give Texas some credit today. I mean, they came in with a good plan, particularly protecting the quarterback, a lot like Sark did when he coached against us over there when we played at Alabama. But and this first-team quarterback goes down early, and then the other kid came in and kicker missed a field goal from the 3-yard line into the half. But 15 penalties. Let me just tell you how many times I've told you penalties and turnovers will kill you. Alabama didn't turn the ball over, but 15 penalties, just so undisciplined. Will Anderson lined up off sides 2 times. Had a 15-yard penalty for piling on himself. They got face mask penalties. They got, holding penalties on defense. And Texas just, at the end, I thought they played a little soft there trying to hold on. They should have tried to get after him a little more. But give Bryce Young credit. I mean, he got that team down there and scored twice in the fourth quarter on the road after they didn't basically urinate a drop in the third quarter. And so I think we're going to talk more about the Georgia Bulldogs, though, because this is a really good chance for us to assert ourselves and prove that we practice hard and give some of these other guys a chance to play. But I've talked to you, Radi, so many times about, you think you're going to just choreograph this and you're going to get all these guys in and everything, but so many stupid things happen in the course, and you worry more sometimes about games like this during the course of it than actually what happened in Oregon last week. So it'll be a game that I don't want you to get frustrated, fans, about rushing a passer. This guy is a brilliant coach. They scored 56 points on Florida last year, just catching the ball and throwing it. They don't worry about protection much. They're a timing team. We've got to disrupt their routes. They're going to get the ball off. I don't see us getting a lot of sacks. I mean, we might, but I could be completely wrong. We might get them, but they really are very similar to a Mike Leach team that we saw 2 years ago here that Mississippi State, that just threw all those control passes and made all those first downs against us. Chris Atcher's from the Hal Mummy tree. He played at Valdosta for Hal Mummy. He coached with him, and we had a little intro with him that we might show some of it at halftime. He was actually Kirby Smart's first coach at Valdosta. He's coached at Valdosta State. He was an All-American quarterback there. He's actually in the Hall of Fame in Division III for college quarterback. So he knows what he's doing. And then you add to the fact that he's been coaching for 22 years as a head coach, and he's only 49 years old. So he's had a lot of rattles out in the box. But weather should play some kind of factor today. At this point, it's not raining in Samford Stadium. We'll have some weather updates, but hopefully the fans can enjoy some dry weather and we can get after it and prepare for the South Carolina Gamecocks, who looked fairly vulnerable today against the Razorbacks.
That's being kind. Coach, they're opening with a shot of the stadium, folks. And we're going to tell you what the time is on the game clock. So if you're ahead or behind us, some people will be behind us, and that means you need to pause your TV for 10, 15 seconds, maybe even 20 seconds. Some people last week we were actually ahead of them because they're streaming, and by the time it gets to their house or YouTube or whatever they're watching it on. We were actually ahead of them. So at that point, pause us for a couple seconds and then come back. But we'll call out the time so that you have a accurate feel. But I noticed they got Stinchcomb there. The team's about to come out behind him. He might get run over if you don't move. Gant will knock him down. I guarantee you
One
that.
thing for sure, Brian Gant will be up there first. He's up there even before Kirby. Kirby telling Matt to get his ass out of the way. Kind of like what he used to do when I was coaching Kirby, telling Matt to quit. He says, "Shut up in the meeting room, Matt, and let somebody else talk." Matt came out of the womb talking.
I love it. But I was going to say they opened up with a shot of the student section, which I thought was apropos because those students were there super early. I mean, the weather's not great, but the students showed up fantastically early. That was absolutely filled. And this is the first game since they returned to Samford Stadium as national champions. Brooke Whitmire probably just said, "Here come your national champion defending Bulldogs." This is the golden era right now, Coach. When you look back 10, 20, 30 years from now, you're like, remember when? Well, this is the remember when. So that's your national champion Dogs taking the field right now.
Yeah, and we're going to need a little bit of help today with some of these numbers here.
I saw Lou Ba there. I didn't remember his number.
Yeah.
Florida State.
I had one of these sheets. Did you take it from me?
Oh, no, you got it.
Okay. I can't remember anything, but I did want to give a shout out to Marilyn Farmer, who's the mother of Leon Farmer III, who's one of our great supporters with the Budweiser. And she always watching us, and she was telling me about one of her friends that was a Budweiser dealer when Leon was Big Leon was living, and they live in Pinehurst, but they used to be in Raleigh, Durham. Rich and Susan want to say appreciate you supporting the Dogs and watching us there in Pinehurst. I hope you got to play a little golf today before you watch this. So Pinehurst is one of my favorite places. I won my first tournament at 12 years old, where it said Jim Donnan, a smooth stroking racket mite from Burlington, North Carolina, captured the 12 and under in the Pinehurst Invitation. That was my first intro in tennis. Played on those clay courts down there. I beat Ed Parker from Raleigh, who ended up being a really good player at Wake Forest. We had some battles, but nobody cares about that. But I do remember that. I do remember Pinehurst, and I remember that as the first time I ever had my name in the paper for tennis, and probably last time too. But it was fun. But hey, today I think we'll get to see some of our other alternate players, hopefully, that we can discuss. And that's one of the reasons why you watch this watch along, because we'll give you some insight in some of these guys that you might not get on the other station. And hopefully my knowledge and Radi's knowledge of these players will help you look for the guys for the future. But it's going to be a situation where Kirby's going to have his finger on the pulse, because he wants these guys to play to a standard. We saw it last week at the end of the game when Oregon was getting ready to score, and he was over there on the hash mark. It wasn't so much that he wanted to shut Lanning out. Maybe he did, but he just wanted the guys to play like their coach to play. Don't give them anything easy. Make them earn it. And it was a total ass whipping, that's for sure. I mean, just incredible win, 49-3. And we'll see how everything
they're about to kick off
checks out around the country. Let's pause it up and see what we got to do here.
All right.
Georgia's usually won the toss. Deferred, I'm sure. We'll get a chance to see what kind of defense Coach Schumann and Muschamp are going to try to defend against Hatcher's air raid.
Playing Teenage Wasteland, because apparently no other rock song has made it through the last 50 years.
What's the name of it?
Teenage Wasteland. There's the kick, folks. There you go.
Good job by Todd. And they'll take it on the 25.
It's actually Bobo O'Reilly. Radi. That's the title.
I forgot. Well, it's 1,000 years old. I mean,
is
it's
this
like
name that tune, or is it a watch along?
I can name that tune in 47 repetitions. That's a big old boy, number 62. Coach, I want to talk about that Alabama game real quick. All those penalties. One thing that you mentioned last week, I should have stole it from you, stuck it in my 3-2-1, but I didn't, because I try not to steal from you. Georgia didn't have a lot of penalties last week.
No penalties, very few, and no turnovers.
Jalen Carter gets the knockdown, but they got the pass off.
You can see we're playing 4-man rush here. Good job by Michael Williams chasing the ball. Looks like he's starting again. There's that true freshman from Columbus High School. Big old kid. He's going to be even better. Every time they run, that's a good play for us, I think, because
I agree.
They're trying to control the rush a little bit. But Nolan Smith had another good game last week, and his team goes extremely fast, and it's good practice for us to go against his tempo because we got some teams that are going to be doing that. South Carolina, Tennessee. He's going to try another swing pass here, and there it is, and he's going to get his butt knocked down.
Oof.
I like those sideways passes against the UGA. Bullard, boy, what a
bastard. He's just a mean.
When you think about Bullard,
Kill that guy.
It just has come out of nowhere. I mean, we knew that he was going to be a good player, but he's come in there and playing that star position with a lot of poise. And going to be interesting to see if the first rattle out of the box, if old Monken doesn't take a shot. And we got McConkey back for on the punt return. Come with a rugby punt. I hate those. Might have roughed the kicker.
13:30, 13:29, 13:28. Stops at 13:29.
Coach Michael Williams gets the start again, as does Nazir Stackhouse at defensive tackle. And Malachi Starks getting the start as well at safety.
Over Jackson?
Apparently. So
okay.
So that's good for him. Malachi had a great game last week, so he's earned the start. And Javon Bullard, as mentioned, in at the star position to begin the game. Multiple people have said Javon Bullard, toughest guy on the team.
Well, I don't know about that, but there's a lot of good pictures here. Hope they don't miss the game showing us all these family albums.
Look, the producers did their research, so they're going to show it.
Pretty good run support there by the Bulldogs. That's the Samford Bulldogs out of Birmingham, and got a nice little program going over there. God, I thought he'd hurt himself.
I did too. Well,
maybe
he is walking. He is walking weird.
That's what kills you there. We can't lose him.
If he got hurt on the first snap of the game, I'm going to lose my mind. You just go sit him down the rest of the game. There you go. There's your run into the boundary, coach, that you like so much.
Well, I like it, but I don't like it as much as you don't get on me about it. But
I know I don't understand it.
Well, you like to go away from the front. Here's the first third down of the. We were tremendous last week on it. Get their attention here. I mean, we got to hammer and tong this baby. We got Truss and
T. Ratledge at one
Ratledge
side.
At guard.
12:23, 12:22.
We're going no backs here. We're going to try to throw a little flat pass. There it is.
Now, when you say flat, to me, I always thought there'd be a slant.
Well, it's the same area.
Well, I just want to be. I'm trying to learn.
That was a slant.
Okay.
And there's a good Meeks coming in there at the other position. We're going for the big one. There it is. You had him.
Yeah.
That's just the difference in Mitchell and Meeks there. You got a little different timing there, and he's in there for A.D. Mitchell.
There's two of them right there. That would have been tough to get that one over to Brock Bowers there.
Bowers need to be on the boundary more, but I think he saw the middle of the field. We're probably going with two tight ends here. Yeah,
Second and 10, 11:56 on the clock.
I'll figure out who that is. Okay.
Good movement up there. The one thing that hurts you when you throw a first down pass is you get behind the sticks. It's hard to against really good teams to come back and make a first down. But against this team, we should be in 4-down territory.
Yeah. So Marcus Rosemey out there. Took me a second to remember that he's wearing 1.
Yeah.
I think he is. All right.
You got
11:22,
a good chance to hit this
11:21.
bubble here if you throw it.
11-19.
We got an RPO here, and he's either going to hand the ball off or sprint out. Just like that.
Yeah, you called that one.
Good job, Rosemary.
Glad to see him in the game.
Back-to-back games of really good first quarter routes for Marcus Rosemary Jackson.
Yeah, that's a little different there. Just a speed flat, but we could have something going with Brock Bowers coming across the formation. Well, they're going to use McConkey.
Hey, Dane, can you double check our audio?
Yeah, I'm listening to it.
Okay. Our buddy Duck Hunting Dog on the Twitter says to
They're
fix
saying
the
what?
audio. Said to fix the audio.
It's early on, it kind of like muffled a little bit, I think, when you were moving around some.
Okay.
But it's been good for about 10 minutes.
Okay, good.
Nice power run there on first down. Really mixing it up pretty well here. These tight shots don't give me a chance to call the plays. He's going to try to hit the back out of the backfield. That's a great one-hand catch.
Wow, Dejon Edwards. Soft hands, Coach.
Yeah, I haven't seen that out of him. I think he's been watching Cook on TV and said, I think I can do it. But, boy, he's going to get a
lovely.
He's going to get a star from Coach McGee for that catch.
That
and
was
for
pretty.
Stetson, too. Probably going to hit the post here. Maybe a touch. Oh, go up with both hands. I would have run the post instead of the fade there, but based on alignment. You know what's really –
why? Show me.
Just because of where the defensive back was aligned. But you know what's really amazing is everybody watch our team and the other teams wearing Bermuda shorts. You know, there's a rule you're supposed to have your knees covered, but look how short our pants are. I mean, look, you show me one guy with a knee pad, and I'll show you nobody. There's none of them there. There's none of them there. Here's a swing.
Yeah,
make a block. Great run.
Yeah, Marcus Rosemary and Brock Bowers took off and just started laying into guys.
We're doing a good job of executing here. We had two series here where we missed the first down pass, and we've come back with big pickup on second down. Very manageable. You're in a 4-down zone here. For most teams at this position, it would be a run, but Monken likes to throw here.
Kenny Mack in there to hold my.
This could be play action here with the guy in the slot coming across the field. Touchdown. Ooh, good run.
Oh, no.
We're going to have to kick a field goal. You playing Samford, going to go for it, Kirby. Or he wants to make a point. Go fast. Go fast.
Wow.
Missed some guys there.
Yeah, I'll say there's a couple missed blocks. That should have been a touchdown. You were right when you called it, when you did.
Here comes that same play. He's going to fake it up in there to Milton, and Big O's going to come in the flat.
8:36, 8:35, 8:34, 8:33, 4th and 3. Looking to the sideline.
9 seconds on the clock.
Got plenty of time here.
3.
Trying to draw him offside, I guess. We won't take a penalty there because we need the timeouts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we won't take. We will take the penalty because Kirby likes to save the timeouts, and that's, the percentage plays to kick it here. I mean, and plus it teaches your team not to stop yourself in a 4-down zone. We missed a couple blocks there on a big down there. I mean,
he should have waltzed in.
Does it help the angle for the kicker to have the 5 yards back?
Well, it doesn't hurt for sure. The further back you get, the less angle. Be a good time for a fake, but I don't think we will.
Not against the guy that paid him $8,000 in his first job. That Chris Hatcher interview, fantastic. I want folks to go listen to it. Chris Hatcher, you got to be rooting for that guy if your team's not playing him. Fantastic guy. But he mentioned that he had me rolling throughout that entire interview, and I want to give him credit for he hired Will Muschamp, and then he hired Kirby Smart. He said we had $8,000 to give Kirby Smart. So everybody wants to talk about him, being a $10 million, $11 million a year guy. He took the lowest of the low jobs, making $8,000 a year to start. So this guy has put in his time. So
Yeah,
Well
he
earned,
started
Kirby
out
Smart.
with me when he got cut by Baltimore, and the Colts became Indianapolis. He got cut, and we didn't have time to create any jobs, so I got him a job, breaking down film and giving him some lunch money and
Put him
little
behind
under
a
the
desk.
table money. But
You would never do
he
that.
helped us a lot that year. He was very smart. He was one of the first analysts ever, I think. But
So you started this whole thing.
no, I mean, the first year that he worked was with me, but I can't take any credit for that. So who we got? What we got new here on the podcast? Tell us something about. We got any?
Well, I mean, I was going to mention our buddies at Bud Light first because I'm drinking their next beer. This is a 4% alcohol by volume beer, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 80 calories. So you can have this whole thing. Let's say you're not a, one of those spritzer guys or one of the people that like, oh, I don't want any of the flavored drinks. I don't want any of the seltzers. Fine. You want beer, but you don't want to be fat. Well, we have a carb-free beer. It took them a long time to develop this. It's been in production been in development a long time, and it's called Next 0 carbs. So you can actually enjoy a bunch of beer. Drink it all day.
It tastes pretty good, right?
It's phenomenal. It's light, very light on the tongue. It tastes like Bud Light. So I'm a big Diet Dr Pepper fan, but I can't drink all the calories that comes in normal Dr Pepper. So I drink Diet Dr Pepper all the time. I love beer, but I don't want to drink all that beer and put on all the weight that I lost. So I'm just knocking back the Bud Light Next. I like the seltzers. They're fantastic, but sometimes you just want beer instead. So I'm going to give a shout out to our friends at Bud Light Next for creating this.
I like it. I like it.
It's just a great way to do it.
Family picture with a
Cameraman Brian Gant.
Yeah. It's just, again, I tell folks we had 8,000 people watch that video. If you really want to get learn about a great man, watch that Chris Hatcher video. And Coach Dunn, look at it. You can just see those guys enjoy each other, and of course, Steve Colquitt getting in the shot.
Yeah,
passively.
Steve, you know what he's doing.
Steve's like, I'll just stand here and see what happens. But again, you don't want Chris Hatcher to score any points today, and you want to get all your guys out there healthy, but you just don't have the animosity that you would against a different coach. It's like playing Sam Pittman.
Right.
You want to beat him, but you still really like him. So
37-0. So that was what it was.
There was. But again, there was no animosity there. It's like, hey, sorry, we got to beat you.
There he is talking to Kevin, and excuse me, that's his quarterback, Buster Faulkner and Muschamp, and that's Coach Monk in there. But it's really amazing that Buster was his quarterback, first team he coached.
750, 749.
Oh, that was a nice play, Coach.
748. That's going to be a first down for Samford.
That was the old read screen there where they were reading the backer, and they either throw the swing or throw it to the underneath guy. It was a good shot underneath sidearm.
Oh, wow.
We
Jamel Walther getting in there, Coach.
We faked them out a little bit. There's a Kirby and Chris Atcher and Muschamp. Picture that staff. A lot of different colored shirts there. I think some of them were faded there.
Hatcher was 26 when he got the job.
Yeah. There was a blitz. Can we get to him?
Yeah, they did, but he got it off. I think 4 different people had to block Jalen Carter on that one, Coach.
Yeah. I really don't like subbing when they don't sub because they could catch us with some penalties, but pretty good job by Pop getting in there, Dumas Johnson, and good coverage by Starks.
Right through that A gap.
Let's see what we got here. We got, looks like 4-man pressure, but we got heat.
Oh, my God.
We got to get him down.
Ball.
That's a dog.
Good job there. I think all of them heard you say ball there.
Yeah, if it weren't for me, they wouldn't have seen it, Coach.
Yeah. So, guy would have been better off going down.
Yeah, just taking the sack. But you played quarterback. You coached him. You know that it feels impossible. You got to have confidence in yourself. You think, I can make something out of this.
And he basically was holding the ball pretty securely. He just got hit from the wrong side there. And you know, that's a pretty good hit there. Was that Jackson that hit him? Yeah, good job, Jackson. He's a fierce tackler.
Yeah.
Well, normally speaking, we'd go over the top here on first down, but Curry might have said, "Look, let's run the ball till we score." I could hear him saying that. We missed a couple of shots there. I mean, what's he right now? Like 3 out of 6, or
Xavier Story
Well, he gonna
recovered the
get credit.
fumble.
that could
Oh
be.
my! Woo!
That's called a pass right there, but because he flipped it to him forward, right, to Kenny Mack.
Yeah, we'll give him that one.
Stetson Bennett is 6 out of 8.
Because they call it a Stetson Bennett pass up the middle, complete for 30 yards.
Yeah, that's the kind of. That's the,
Quarterbacks cheat.
yeah, you like those.
I do.
Got a good run to the right here.
Yeah, nobody over there. Will Milton see it?
Got us from the backside. So if that's happening, look for Stetson to keep it. Although I think he's probably got a mandate today: do not keep the ball and do not let anybody touch it. But right there it was obvious that the backside was coming.
Yeah.
We just need to be a little more efficient in the red zone here. I like the first down run, though. I mean, you're in good shape. Remember, you divide 10 by 4, you got to average 2.5 down here. Even you can figure that out, right?
Look at you, math expert. I'm going to keep drinking beer because I know it's only 80 calories.
Swing.
There goes, he wants that fade that he had before.
Brock Bowers on the drop. Come on, we got to.
He wants that.
I've never seen him drop a pass like that. That was a good throw.
Yeah, that's a perfect throw.
Oh, I hit him right in the hands.
I mean, it's a little high, but I mean, that was so routine. I can't even believe it.
Okay, for Bowers, that's one we expect. A lot of players don't have his athletic ability. Look at the top of the screen here.
We might go to Big O on the fade.
Well, he's thrown 2 of those fades. I think he just wants one more. He's looking at it.
Go up with both hands, man.
That's 2 guys that have gone up one-handed, coach.
Georgia not as good in the red zone early on offense.
Well, you can't. You got to catch the dang ball.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see he could have gone with both hands.
Yeah.
I was overcritical there. You know, you can't expect them to hit every pass, but certainly the one to Brock should have been there. And Samford with 2 red zone stops here. So offense is still 9 for 9 on possessions and scoring anyhow.
Yeah. Bennett 6 of 10 now for 71 yards. Of course, that one of those 30 came on that little pitch. Georgia has 15 yards rushing. Folks, I want to tell you about one of our other sponsors. They joined us last week for the first time, and they're going to be a sponsor throughout the rest of the show. And if you enjoy this watch along, I need you to do me a personal favor. We've asked you to share it in the past. We've asked you to go places. But I want you to go check out Yancey Brothers. Now, Yancey Brothers is a big company in the state of Georgia. They sell and service Caterpillar tractors, bulldozers, all that stuff. They have a ton of openings, like 200 openings. They need service technicians. They need help. Now, this is a major company. They pay really well. They have great benefits. They have training. Okay, you're like, well, Radi, I don't know how to service a Caterpillar tractor. Well, they will teach you. They have, or if you go to any of the vocational, tech colleges throughout the state, they will help pay for it. If you come in with a certificate, either the 2-year one from like Athens Tech or West Georgia College, any of those places, they will take care of you. I'm not going to say they hire you immediately, but they're going to be pretty fast. Or if you're working somewhere else and you want to get a great job, I will need you to go to yanceybrothers.com. The link is on the screen you're seeing there, or at least it will be in a second.
It's in the
Let
description.
me ask you one other thing here, Roddy. They got other jobs besides technicians though that people can do. I mean, just like clerical, they got everything, right?
Rental branch manager. Okay, so you need a branch manager. You need a rental coordinator. If you've been working at a rental car company and you want to move up because you're not getting, they got no cars to rent, Check those guys out. Used truck sales manager.
Right.
Hey, you've been selling cars? Come do this.
You'd be good
Parsley.
at that, right? I mean,
I'd kill at that.
Good.
So I'd sell more of those things.
you talk about Athens Ford.
Pathfinder field service technician, heavy equipment diesel technician, preventative maintenance field service technician. Point being, I need you to go to yanceyBrothers.com/LP/dogs. Click on open positions. Look through there. There's a ton of stuff there. I don't care what you do. You're a banker, lawyer, Indian chief. You're the cop in the village people. Check out their friends at yanceyBrothers.com. And I want you to do that. Do it as a personal favor to me. If you enjoy watching the show, we don't charge anything for the show, but I know these people. They are phenomenal. They support Georgia Bulldogs football immensely. There's a bunch of Georgia fans over there throughout the state. But go to yanceyBrothers.com. It would mean a lot to me and Coach and Dayne. Well, maybe not Dayne. I can't trust Dayne. But for the rest of us, it would mean a lot to us. So check out yanceyBrothers.com/LP/dogs and hit on open positions and scroll through there. You might find something you love. Or share it with a friend. Share it with a recent college graduate. Share it with somebody who's looking for a new career path. Hit them up.
So Georgia's up 6-0 kicking off. 5:30.
Good job on that. Hey, I'm for Yancey Brothers. I know what kind of people that run that place. They're going to treat you right, and we don't let people sponsor this show unless they got the good stuff. So.
Well, they had to give us these your oil filter and my tumbler and the oil drum.
We got some real oil going.
That's the only reason we took them as a sponsor, is to get the free drinkware.
Yeah. So pretty good job by Georgia on defense so far. I could see them throwing a deep ball here in a minute. They got to try something beside these short ones.
All right.
Smart by Atcher moving the quarterback a little bit, a little rollout play there.
He knows what he's doing. I'll give him that.
They're playing quickly, 2nd and
It's
6.
amazing how quick they can get lined up. And they got us outflanked here, but they just don't have enough speed to get there. It looked like he had it, didn't it, Roddy?
They did. I mean, I didn't see any bodies over there, Coach. Just like that when you were talking about Kendall Milton going to around the right side when they're on the 5. It looked wide open.
Keely Ringo playing into the boundary there. They're not going to make that.
No.
Good penetration.
Actually lost half a yard, so it's going to be about 4th and 4 with 4:51.
Good job
4:50.
penetrating there. If I was him right now, I'd either go for it or fake it. Fake punt.
It's like when I glance up and look, I just think, oh, this looks like Penn State on my screen.
No, it does. Look at Smile Mondon just ripping through there.
Is James Franklin on the sideline? Watch this rugby kicker now. It's hard to judge a kick like this. He's going to catch it and run to his right. Watch him. But we won't see it on this network. They don't show stuff like that.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to
He ran a little bit over there. He hit it pretty good.
Oh, wow. Good kick.
You got a chance here.
McConkey.
Oh, good tackle.
Yeah, it was a good open field tackle there. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, coach, also with Smile Mondon on that last stop. He came through there like he wasn't blocked.
Probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Hey, score check after 1 quarter. App State 7, Texas A&M 0.
Yeah, well, amazing. What's that score with Kansas State and Missouri?
Stand by.
So tell us a little bit about Athens Ford too, baby.
I do want to mention
Kansas State 40, Missouri 6 final.
Oh God.
Well, so much for that game.
Yeah, poor Eli.
How about the Tennessee Vols losing 10-0 too on that hurry up offense?
Yeah, that's not exactly going to cut it for them.
Arkansas beat South Carolina 44-30. Wake Forest beat Vandy 45-25, and we talked about Alabama.
How about that SEC East?
God, just abysmal. Hey, you want to talk about somebody that actually can do something and get and have an accomplishment? Check out our friends at Athens Ford when you get a chance. If you live in the Athens area, or if you live within an hour or two of Athens area, you need to swing by Athens Ford, get your next vehicle, because they have a lifetime powertrain warranty on all their new vehicles and most of their pre-owned vehicles as well. If you have something, get something with 75,000 miles on it, you still get a lifetime powertrain warranty. It means that you're going to have you'll be able to shop with confidence if you check them out. And I mentioned it last week on the show. I still haven't done it yet, but I love that they have a new mobile service truck. They have a truck that will show up to your house and do any service repairs on your vehicle or just service it, oil change, stuff like that. They will drive out to where your place of work, they will take care of it. So I just think it's a phenomenal idea from Brian Glower and the folks over there that come up with this mobile. I know there's a bunch of friends that do the mobile detailing. They come out and wash your car like in your driveway or at your place of work. But I can get your oil changed and stuff like that. So check out Athens Ford. They also have the new Broncos out there. So if you want to go look at the badass Broncos, go by Athens Ford. Check it out.
Good call there. I tell you, one thing about it, when we do some of our shows over there, you just walk in that place, they're really customer friendly. I mean, everything they do. Of course, you're the vice president over there, so when you walk in there, they know. But it's always good to know when you're trying to entrust yourself with a car, you're going somebody's going to serve it. Make sure it's serviced right after you get it. And I know you put a lot of miles on cars, Roddy. So you gotta.
Hey, Coach Mark Brown in the chat says there's a score that you definitely need to know about. Start of the third quarter, Marshall, the Thundering Herd 9, Notre Dame 7.
How about the Herd? I got a picture today from 5 of my players. Here we go. We're back on here we go.
Well,
it looks like
he is out, Coach, right now with a left ankle injury.
Yeah. Showed him getting hurt there. I forgot to check on it.
He is he's on a stationary bike.
4:06.
I'm sorry.
First quarter.
I can see us running every down here. Just Kirby wants to show us what we got.
Yeah. So you're telling us about the picture you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna check on his injury here. I got somebody in the stands looking at it.
Marius Mims in the right tackle, Coach. Again, the one thing you didn't want to see was any sort of injuries, and you hope Mitchell's fine, maybe just something minor.
Going over the top again.
3:30.
Run.
3:30.
What a throw!
McConkey came back to him though.
That's a little scramble drill when you got your quarterback. The deepest guy's going to come back there, and another guy's going to come underneath. And good protection and great job of Shim raise his hand when he's coming across.
Yep.
That was good.
Let him know. Here I am.
These guys are doing a terrible job of keeping up with the game.
Well, yeah. If you go fast, apparently they can't.
I think they had too many players on the field.
Started to call pass interference, but
Called it pretty quick.
They might have.
Illegal substitution, just like we said, right?
Coach just called the referee's play too. Next level.
I wonder if these guys are from the conference where these guys coach referees.
Yeah, they were trying to show something there. Was off camera. 3:07. It's 1st and 5 for the Dogs. 23-yard line.
Checking with my source, see if they had anything else on AD, but nothing other than he's riding a bike over there.
Yep. I think it's good to put let Mims come in. You know, he's a talented guy. Put him in there, a little pressure on in the first quarter. Rest McClendon some.
240, 239, 238, 237, 2nd and 2.
I'm telling you, Samford's better than Oregon.
Well, they're doing a good job tackling.
They
when
are.
they have a chance to make a play, they're taking quarterback draw. Come on, Kirby.
Ooh. That'll clean your
Really gonna
sinuses right there.
A little shy.
I don't like that. Check those. Seriously,
They are thigh pads. I love it.
These guys will not spot it. We need those guys that was calling up for Oregon on the sideline last week.
Oh yeah, he was. That
He made some
ACC
bad
official.
spots.
go in the
Just
center and push it.
protect the edge here. We got it. If you can run it.
Let's see if Cedric Van Brand can push that big old boy out of the way.
There it is.
That and more. There you go, Trust. Get in there and push that pile.
All right, let's power it in there, boys.
I like. I'll see.
You know, it's always good from a running back standpoint when the first guy hits you 4 yards down the field.
Yeah.
You know your line's getting a new line of scrimmage for you.
Shout out to Truss and Mims there for coming up and pushing the pile.
Into the boundary again.
Oh, look at all those bodies over there. You're right, Coach.
It's a good call.
It's going to run by Milton.
That is. Hey, looks a lot better than he did his first 2 carries last week. I mean, he got better as the game progressed, but he's running mad today. I like it.
You got old Bell in that split in now.
There we go. We'll take that.
True freshman.
Let's go, Dylan.
Like I said, it's never as easy as you think it is when you play these teams, but this should be a walk-in. Going for the Heisman Trophy.
Oh, yeah.
I knew he was keeping it. I should have gone and said it, but a walk-in. But
What told you he was going to carry it?
just to overshift to the tight end side, and you got a zone read, and it's one of those blind man reads.
I was telling you that this morning, Roddy.
I know. I was
blind man reads on the right side.
I don't listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you'd go for 2 here just to practice. Notice Stetson's got his back foot back, so they won't hit him if they come in to block it. All right. Nice drive.
So 3 possessions, 3 scores, Coach. Not as many points as you'd like, but still productive.
Yeah, this game's going pretty fast, too.
Yeah.
Hey, should we take a break here? I know a lot of people are watching the weather for this second half. We have a specialized forecast from our friends at Athens, Georgia Weather, some students at UGA in the atmospheric science program. Why don't we see what they have to say for what fans can expect halftime and beyond?
That was rude.
Good block.
Good afternoon, Dog Nation. I'm meteorologist PJ Guds here at the University of Georgia for UGA Sports. It was a wet start to our day, and that's just going to continue, but temperatures are only going to be in the 70s, so starting the game will be in those upper 70s at 77 degrees. By halftime, we'll be in the mid-70s, and by the conclusion of the game, dropping to the lower 70s, and we are going to keep that precipitation chance around as we go into the later afternoon. Now, starting on kickoff, we should be dry in Athens, all that moisture to the north of I-85 and along I-85. Winds will start to pick up as a second wave of moisture starts to make its way through Athens towards the later part of the game. By 10 o'clock, that moisture pushing through Athens and going up into the North Georgia mountains again. So if you're heading home after, could still be dealing with a couple of heavier downpours out there. And as we go into Sunday, if you're sticking around Athens, starting dry on Sunday, but Sunday afternoon, we could see some more widespread scattered showers and storms out there to end your Sunday. Follow Ansley and I both on Twitter for continued updates throughout the game and throughout tomorrow.
They're going to have to go deep. Yeah, don't go to that camera angle anymore, guys. Your mic's messed up there. Right,
Thanks, Athens, Georgia Weather, for that. Really like that partnership we're doing with them.
Thank Ansley Parker and
PJ
Good
Guds.
gracious alive.
Ball's out.
oh, wow, what a recovery.
Oh, that's the best play they've had. 7-yard gain. I'm surprised they're letting the quarterback run this much.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Georgia leading 13-0.
Keely Ringo's about to get an earful for not falling on that ball.
Yep.
First quarter stats, Stetson Bennett, 7 of 11 for 108 yards. He also ran for the touchdown. And he has 2 carries for 4 yards there. Kendall Milton, 4 carries, 25 yards. Kenny McIntosh, 4 for 12. lot of receptions spread around. Ladd McConkey, 1 for 37. Kenny McIntosh, 1 for 30. Dejan Edwards, 1 for 12. Marcus Rosemary-Jackson, 1 for 11. So not, I would say, as crisp of an offense as we saw last week, but found its groove there with some turnover help.
Yeah, I mean, just the one drop and then the one touchdown that we could have had when Mitchell came out and we went in with Meeks, it was obvious the timing's a little off. That's what happens when you're throwing to your different receiver there. I mean, he wouldn't have led him that much. He could have hit Mitchell on the dead run there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not as fast as, he hadn't shown as much speed as Mitchell, but the one good thing about the saving grace for this teachable moments is the fact that, hey, you stop yourself inside the red zone. Some missed blocks at the point of attack when Kenny Mack got hit on third down.
Mm-hmm.
Couple passes where we threw the ball high to Washington. Against the good teams, you got to get points, touchdowns instead of field goals. So that'll be some good coaching there that you can point out to the team. And then right there for our defense, the proper technique for recovering a fumble. One thing I always tell our players, if you can scoop and score and you can, you scoop and score. Yeah. Otherwise, we got the ball if you fall on it.
Exactly.
So let's take the ball, and you don't need to be a hero unless you can. And if you're ever going to scoop and score, one technique to teach your kids, your junior high players, your senior high players, your pro people, is to do a little shuffle before you catch it. Pick it up to get your balance, because people have a tendency to just try to pick it up. So if you just do a little skate there right before you pick it up, it'll really help you to be under control.
Never stop coaching, Coach.
I love to teach that skate, a little bit of shuffle there, and it really helps. And also when you run the quick pitch to the outside, instead of just crossing over, if you'll shuffle a little bit, I used to show James Cook how to shuffle just a little bit, and then you're under control to go full speed as compared to being off kilter a little bit, right?
Side to side.
Right.
Well, that's why you warm up. You make them do that up and down the sideline or across the goal. Yeah, I like it. Shout out to all the people who are watching on the Watch Along Show on Facebook and YouTube. We like all the comments in the comment section there. The last one of the questions we keep getting is, what about A.D. Mitchell? And I will give you our latest from inside the stadium. We have people there. This is from Anthony Dasher, who's staring at him with a pair of binoculars. He says, I saw him on the stationary bike. He got off, seemed to be walking okay. Did not notice much of a limp, if at all. So I think it's just
one thing we do have.
Keep your fingers crossed.
In the new facility there is we do have right there on site, they can go and x-ray if there's any problem with thinking there might be a fracture.
First play of the second quarter, 2nd and 3 into the flat.
Not very good out there.
Flag on the play.
We had a linebacker coming through, so Michael Williams has the wideness, the wide throw, so you change it over, but we'll take that penalty. I don't know if there's a word such as wideness, but I didn't mean to say the widest guy. See what he's doing there? He's reading it, and he gets out there, but he's 6'5", 260. So
yeah, and he had to go through two people to get there.
He's not.
He got chipped twice.
He's not the player yet that he's going to be. But that was good technique, though. I mean, he knew what he had to do.
Yeah, just got to get past all those chippings.
Again, man, everybody catch and throw.
Beal.
Catch and throw, isn't it?
Yeah, you said that would happen. But give Robert Beal a little love there for that open field tackle.
It's really good coaching from Samford to do the catch and throw, because they just don't have the talent up front to be able to withstand Georgia's defenders.
He shot at John Parker there in the end zone. Good shot there. He's down there. One of our best supporters supporting the Dogs.
14-15, 14-14, 14-13, second quarter.
Great tackle. I got to give this quarterback, he knows what he's doing. He gets rid of it quickly, and I think they might go for it here. What's his name? Hires? How do you pronounce that?
I'm gonna go with Hires.
Yeah, that's what Yancey brothers wants to do. They want to hire you.
Now that's how you do a plug, right?
That is a plug.
They want to hire you tomorrow.
Tyke Smith with that tackle, Coach.
Tyke getting in there a little bit for Bullard. And another good shot for our punt return here. They're letting the McConkey back there instead of Karras.
Because I predicted Kyrgios would break one off this game, so
Well,
I ruined it for him.
it's kind of hard to break when we run safe punt because,
Yeah.
4th and 3, worry about the fake, but
It's a short, almost out
really
of bounds
bad punt there.
Yeah. So it'll be 13-22 when the Dogs take over on offense. Why don't we take 15 seconds for our friends at Bud Light Next?
Zero carbs beer is here. Introducing Bud Light Next. 0 carbs, 80 calories. Super crisp light beer. Bud Light Next. Brewed for what's next.
Look at us with fancy commercials.
Yeah.
I like that. And then, they told you all about it. How long has this been out, Roddy?
They brought it out in early 2022, so this is it's a new beer. When actually I said, "Hey, can I get a couple cases?" To have on the show.
No, just for the first game.
And I reached out to Kathleen over at Leon Farber. She's like, "We don't have any." I'm like, "What? You're the distributor." She goes, "They're selling it so fast. They didn't have much." So surely enough, when some came in on their next truck, she pulled a couple cases aside for me there because we need them for decoration, not for me to drink all of them, even though that's exactly what happens every time we do this. But no, this has been a beer. It's of course, it's for 21 up, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 80 calories a can or bottle. They have it in bottles too. We have some bottles there.
Awesome.
But it's 4% alcohol by volume, 80 calories. So you have the stats of a seltzer with the performance of a light beer. So wherever you buy Bud Light, you can buy Bud Light Next. So when you go to your next bar, grocery store, wherever you get your Bud Light, asking for a Bud Light Next, you'll absolutely love it. And it took them a while to build this stuff. It wasn't overnight.
Yeah,
they spent 10 years developing this. So
hey, I remember when they came out with Bud Light, everybody went nuts.
yeah,
I mean,
so
what year was that?
I don't know.
I think
Somebody
you need
tell
to
us.
ask Luther Burden. I
Chuck-
think he knows.
Oh, Luther Bird would know.
Chuck could tell us out there in Texas. He knows everything.
Chuck Ward is watching.
When they come out, Bud Light,
He better be. So
tell
Anyway.
us where you're watching from too. I always like to tell these people. I hope Brian's watching from Chick-fil-A. I gave him the link this morning when I went over there and got me a biscuit, and he said he's going to be. He lives and dies with the Dogs. He had on a 47 jersey today, and I said, "Is that Robert Edwards?" And he said, "No, David Pollock."
you can't go wrong with a 47.
Yeah.
Pitt leading Tennessee 17-7. Daz checking in from Rocky Face, Georgia.
All right, Rocky Face.
That's not a real
Is that
place.
near Rocky Top?
Gig Harbor, Washington. Brian Dodson.
Hey,
Oh,
shout
wow.
out to Javier King, who was a volunteer coach here last year. Now he's up there helping with a special team for the Pitt Panthers. He told me this morning he thought they were going to get after their ass.
A little play action, quick
A
flip.
little slow getting out there, McClendon. We got McClendon in a left tackle now, so he's rolling those tackles a little bit.
Hawkinsville, Georgia. Dalton, Georgia. Greenville, South Carolina. New York City. Boston. Hogansville. Snellville.
Where you bringing that out? I think you're going to sing Night Train, man.
Trying to sneak them in here between plays.
They're going to probably miss one here doing all this stuff. I mean,
See, they put these packages together and then cut right after the ball snapped.
12:48, 12:47, 12:46, second quarter.
there we
Here's
go,
Jackson.
Kiers.
Woo! What a block, though.
With McConkey,
That was a decleater.
he held his space so well.
Watch his block. Knocked him to the ground. Love it.
Basically, this is triple option football. I mean, you're just basically running on the perimeter. And
Here's just
it's good to
gritted.
see. It's good to see Kiers. I hope we get to see Blaylock catch a few now. This is where he likes to go over the top, but
That was wide
There
open.
goes
too.
Kendall Milton.
it's just a physical mismatch up front. I mean, it should be. I mean, we got guys 5 and 4 stars, and these guys are FCS players that, just look at the leverage on these guys. I mean, I would
Yeah.
say no more
Especially-
replays, SEC network. You can't, these guys are going fast there. Don't miss
Yeah.
anymore.
This is very poorly produced, guys. Just show that damn action on the field.
Good to see Dylan Bell with some blocking in the
Yep.
open field. That's going to be something he's improving
Dylan
at.
Bell, that's a big boy, coach.
He is.
Yeah.
For the wide between him and Marcus Roseby-Jackson, that's some beef at wide receiver.
11:26, 11:25, 11:24, 11:23. We're in the second quarter. Georgia's in Samford
Go over the
territory.
top here. Go over the top. Way to move your feet, Stat. Tell you what, he's pretty good at moving around there.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with Samford's tackling. They're a disciplined team.
Yeah.
He had so much protection, and they still got in.
But I mean, Kenny Mack made so many people miss last week, and look at this. It's well done.
Well, hey, they play in Alabama versus playing out in Oregon. You want to be successful in Samford's league, you got to tackle. Anybody plays in the South.
10:33, 10:32, 10:31, 10:30.
It's a way to dump it off.
Of course, there's a broken tackle right after I
The guy's really good in open field.
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to Big Darnell Washington, who picked up the backside pressure coach. He went across the line there.
Yeah.
Pick him up. Boom. Nope. That is not going to happen. So now you got me paranoid about backside.
That's nice.
That was.
I'm just going to tell you,
Ooh.
coaching wise, there, Todd Munkin and McClendon work so much. You know everything's coming from the inside. Dip your inside shoulder and go back to the outside. That's a very good job by Meeks there. By that I mean you're catching it here, dip your shoulder and go back out there because that's where they're coming.
Oh,
Don't give them the big shoulder to hit.
No, we don't get to watch a lot of practice, but I've seen Brian McClendon just drill that into guys. And if you
Quick
don't do it
pitch
right,
this way.
you're right. That was a quick
Score.
pitch this way.
The kid's quick. We
Yeah.
might have an injury here to Ratledge. I hope not. Somebody's laying on his foot. Ooh, get up. Thank you.
He got up.
He's limping a little
He
bit.
is, though. He's got a little hitch in his giddy up.
Alex asks, is Carson Beck going to be the first backup quarterback? Yes, he is the backup quarterback, but I don't think you'll see that this half.
Probably not this half. Maybe first series this second.
Look at the size of that
We
line.
got Willock in there, left tackle. Look at his left guard. Look at those thighs.
And Mims is like 9 feet tall.
Thigh me to the moon. Oh, that's
Wow,
not
there you
fair.
go, Dylan Bell.
First touchdown from Houston, Texas.
I can tell you, his dad is a giant Georgia fan. His dad is on cloud nine. Hell, he might be watching the game with.
All those other receivers are saying, "You mean you got a touchdown pass and Brock Bowers doesn't?" Nice job on the jump around by Stetson Bennett. He faked to the left, turned his body back around, and what we call the jump around technique, and he got his shoulder square and got behind that one.
Yeah, the jump around technique.
Yeah,
Of course.
I teach my kids to do that all the time.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's just what you call it. But the whole thing is all your throws are a warm-up throw, a 6-inch step. So when you move your feet, you balance yourself and do the warm-up. Watch him jump around. See that? He turned his feet.
Yeah.
So I saw something today, anyhow. Dylan Bell looks like a back. Look at those calves.
That kid looks unreal.
Nice drive there. Well, what has Bennett now?
13 of 17 for 157 yards and the touchdown. And obviously, he ran for the touchdown earlier as well.
He's in the Heisman hunt.
I mean, more so than Bryce Young at this point,
Yeah.
from what we just
I will
saw.
give Bryce a little credit for that last March, but
Well, I
you
mean,
know, I know it really pains a lot of people that Tennessee's losing, doesn't it? You?
yeah, I know. It just kills them.
But although
It's a
they could come back, but
Yeah.
what would really, I don't know who to pull for tonight, Kentucky or Florida. Who are you pulling for?
Kentucky.
Oh, you're a basketball man. That's what.
No,
I had a chance to go over and look at a little basketball practice last week, and it was basically this week, and really impressed with Coach White, his staff, and the organizational skills and the way the players are reacting. I mean, it's obvious we're going to recruit better and better, but these kids are really have bought in, and I think we're going to be much improved. I don't know how good we'll be, but as an old coach that used to watch Dean Smith practice and Billy Dove's practice and Norm Stewart practice, it's very organized the way they're going about it, and I think we got a lot of potential over there.
Yeah, he definitely.
Scouting report from me.
No, it's a fantastic guy. He obviously wanted out of that Florida situation. Big hire by Josh Brooks to take away a guy who I know some people at Florida were not happy with Coach White. I think they were over expecting what Florida.
He's coming in for Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan. Yeah. So I think that, so. You're maybe your bar may be a bit high there, but if he could do what he did at Florida, at Georgia, he'd build a statue of the guy.
Just do what Mark Fox did. I'll take that right now.
Absolutely. So
get him in the NCAA a little more, but I like Coach Fox, and
there's so much talent in this.
I like Coach Crean. They just couldn't get over the hump for some reason, but he's getting them riled up over there.
Yeah, Trey Scott's working on the inside linebackers. Come on, guys. So that's the thing. It's almost like when you would get in trouble as a kid. If you get in trouble with your teacher, then you get beaten by the teacher. Then your neighbor find out, you get a whipping from them. Then you get home to your parents, get a whipping from them. If you're a Georgia player and you do anything wrong, you're going to hear about it from 5 or 6 different coaches.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not going to yell at him because he's not my guy. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. Our kicking game continues to flourish. All these balls going in the end zone. That's a very comforting deal there when you can do that. And at this point, let's just
no return yards yet.
We got Chambliss coming in there. There's Ryan Trouble Davis. I don't know if they're going to
clock things.
There's Warren Brinson in there at tackle, and we've got big 88. I feel sorry for that little slot back over there on him.
8:48 on the clock. Georgia's up 20-0. Second quarter.
They're going deep. First deep throw of the day. That kid's going to be on his back too.
Big Tyrion Ingram getting in there, putting on some pressure.
One of my guys that sitting in the stands that I asked to watch says it looks like that A.D. Mitchell is not going to be playing anymore today. He doesn't seem to be very active over there, and that's just his opinion. But right now, I wouldn't expect him to. Ahead 19-0 if he's hurt at all. Would you, Radi?
No, not at all.
Going to be a 3rd and long now.
Plus, these other guys need the reps.
Yeah.
8:33.
So
you know what he can do.
8:32. 8:30.
You always hate to get an ankle injury, though. I mean, those things just hard to overcome. One good thing I read, I hope you're true about that you I've started reading some of the stuff you say because I think maybe once in a while you have something right, but
only took a few years, Radi.
It was you were talking about oh
my goodness.
Come on, Carter. Is that a caused fumble or an incomplete pass? Look at 88. Now, wouldn't you like to have him on your team? Pro team Sunday with any watch that rush there. 88 right there at the top. Here he comes.
Standing up, coach.
This is an amoeba defense. Line up anywhere you want to and just mash. Well, that guard just did a lookout block on him too. But look at the guard
that says, I'm a block Malachi Starks and not 88.
He's an athlete. But anyhow, you were saying that you heard that maybe Arian Smith might be ready a little sooner than we thought.
Yeah, we heard anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. But Arian Smith, when he first got injured, he found out it was that high ankle stuff. Remember, Arian Smith is a speedster. The guy has like 3 touchdowns and 5 catches. He had that high ankle injury, and talking to the family, they're like, he's done for the year.
We had to have an operation on it.
He did have operation. They're like, well, maybe next year. But come to find out that he's actually doing quite well. I heard about it on Tuesday, and I didn't believe it. Wow.
That was a nippy little return.
Speed kills.
That was the over the back catch. He just hid behind the guy. So we're thinking 4 to 6 weeks from when he had the operation, or
No, maybe, hopefully much sooner than that. But
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's going to be ready by the Gator bait.
no, just go deep.
But seriously,
4 weeks from now,
I
maybe.
would tell people that watch this show. If I'm not big on a lot of things, but since I've gotten out of coaching, if I want to find out what's going on, I just log on. It costs me a lot of money, like 99 cents a week or something like that, to go on it. But you can go on the Rivals UGASports and pick up a lot of stuff. I mean, just after the game today, just join it and see all the stuff that Georgia has with Radi in charge. Dayne and Brent Rollins have good breakdowns on film stuff, and it's on a YouTube channel too, which they've got almost 30,000 subscribers for. So I'm selling it a little bit from my standpoint, and I feel like I know some stuff, but I learned a little stuff about Georgia all the while. You got all these reporters and recruiting out the yin yang, man. You got all kind of recruiting stuff. Jed May going to games, Blaine Gilmer, Trent Smallwood, just guys that are 5-star reporters on recruiting now and keep you up with it. So if you're not a member, you need to join. I mean, ask your wife to just give you a little raise there and give you enough where you can, what is it? How much is it a year?
It's $99 a year, 27 cents a day.
$99 a year. That's unreal. I mean, hey, let's do it. Let's do Roddy a favor and join today. Just one person. Then
I feel like I should be playing Arms of an Angel, right?
Yeah, join up and read all that stuff. But anyhow, talking about Georgia's team right now, where we stand based on what I've seen today, not only in this game, but looking around the country, I feel good about Georgia's chances right now. I mean, we're going to see two of the better teams in the league tonight, Kentucky and they're playing without their top two backs. And, it's going to be quarterback you out there tonight. With
That's
Levis, the quarterback for Kentucky, and Richardson for Florida. And whoever can contain the other team's quarterback, I think, will win.
Well, even looking ahead for Georgia's schedule next week, playing at South Carolina, they just gave up 44 points in the physical game to Arkansas. So,
yeah, they got a lot of yardage today, but a lot of it was chunk yardage, and we can rush Rattler. I mean, I feel good about that. It's going to be a 12 o'clock start, too.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be ready for breakfast at the Donnan house, 12 o'clock.
Okay.
What are we having for breakfast next week?
Well, you got your buddy over Chick-fil-A. He can hook you up with some breakfast biscuits.
I guess look at that jump around technique.
end of the third quarter, Marshall 12, Notre Dame 7.
I tell you, if Marshall beats Notre Dame, touchdown Jesus is going to come down on that Freeman guy. I mean, he's going to be 0-3 on the start. And Marshall, they'll forget about me as a coach. That guy will be in set forever.
Dash says, tell coach, go
What a
Marshall.
catch.
We just missed another play almost, but we threw it to
Bowers.
yeah. Yeah, go Marshall, go Herd. But what I was going to say, I got a text this morning from 5 of my former players were standing in front of touchdown Jesus there this morning and said, "Hey, coach, go Herd."
I love it.
I loved it. Really good players. Glenn Pedro actually has a son playing on Marshall's team, and that's why they're out there. But some really good kids are out there supporting the Herd.
That's fantastic.
7-17, 7-16, 7-15. Out of bounds is the call, but Darnell Washington is still shoving people around.
What you can do here with this set here is have 2 tight ends in the game, but take Darnell and split him out, which I think is pretty slick. This could be our first penalty of the game. I hope not.
Only, 17 behind Alabama?
Yeah. I would hate to be in Nick Saban's meeting room tomorrow morning.
Who do they play next week? Because I feel bad for that team.
Yeah.
I feel bad for those coaches and players. It's going to be some real attitude. They're lucky they won. We got Don Blaylock in the game.
Louisiana Monroe. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
You do not know what's coming your way.
Poor ULM.
Terry Bowden.
Oh, Terry.
Come on, throw Don Blaylock a touchdown pass. He's
The
your
guy
buddy.
deserves it.
Huh?
The guy deserves it. Come back as far
He
as he
could
has.
do it. He could do it.
I would tell folks so real
He's
quick.
in the slot. He's going to run the fade up there. Oh, there's a little hockey play. These refs there trying to earn their money here. What was that? Block below the waist or what?
That was my first thought whenever they throw it right into the pile like that.
Trust.
Come on, Truss.
First penalty of the day.
That guy gets
We
a
got
lot.
Erickson in at center. New lineup in here. We got McClendon and Jones at tackles. Willock and Sin at right guard. Erickson in at center. Blaylock in at wide receiver for McConkey. This is where Coach Munkin loves to throw little screen passes.
I'm going to follow big Broderick Jones around the edge there.
A little bit different little counter play there, pulling Broderick in. Don't want to show this Gamecocks too much.
6'10", 6'09", 6'08".
This is where you gotta show you can overcome a penalty and pick it up.
It's good.
I really think Don Blaylock could run a flag, but he's not in. Yeah, just run him on a flag.
550, 549.
There goes that. I'm going to look at that back.
Out of the backfield, Kenny Mack.
The skill level there is incredible. The way he puts his hands up and snatches it. That's what you.
Phenomenal hands.
He just use it. We're bragging about Blaylock because he hadn't had a lot of action here. Missed all last year, mostly with or 2 years ago with a ACL and then another ACL, and then came back a little bit last year. But we got Bell and him on wide, and he's in the slot. So you really can work on this guy. Work on him, Dom.
Oh, I got one-on-one up there.
There he is.
There it is.
Dylan Bell, targeted receiver.
Wait a little bit late to throw it.
It's pretty good coverage.
That was a good cover.
Blaylock was open.
Yeah.
I tell you, Podlesny's getting a lot of practice today. Come on, Kirby, run one of those fakes just so they'll practice. He wouldn't do it to Atcher.
No. Somebody else he would, though.
29-yard field goal attempt.
We might get to work on our 2-minute offense.
Yeah.
Coach, we did have a question in the chat earlier. I forgot who asked if they were wondering about Stetson Bennett being the holder on kicks. I know we see that with other quarterbacks before, but just that wasn't the case for Georgia.
You know, sometimes you worry a little bit about him getting hit, but the psyche of your kicker maybe is a little bit worth the threat of getting a guy hurt, because very seldom are you going to get hit. And you notice that he has his left leg extended backward. You know, and most people, when you hope for an extra point, it's an X-rated deal. You have your hands out like this and your leg here, but he's got his right here when his leg back that way for protection.
Yeah.
So to be extra careful,
yeah.
Okay, so nobody will hit him. So, but he's had a lot of experience holding. He was a backup holder when we had Jake Camarda, and I know you talked about how Jake was so valuable, kicking off, holding extra points, punting, and Podlesny feels more comfortable with him holding. It looks like than he did. They tried to bring along our new kid from Australia holding,
Brett Thorson.
And Thorson, and he had a little bit of ups and downs in fall camp, so they went with the sure thing of Stetson, a little bit more experience holding.
Plus, it maybe gives you a little something else to think about if you're.
Well, you got an easier fake, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
When you do run a fake, I know when I was in, it wasn't because I was such a great holder, but I punted and held and played quarterback because we didn't have a lot of variety in our players, but the worst I ever got hurt was against Florida State in 1967, the end of the half, and the guy ran into me, into my ribs.
Ooh.
I ended up fracturing a couple ribs, and I was laying there, and my coach came there and picked me up and said, "Come on in at half and let them work on it. Don't let them know you're hurt," because I was a starting quarterback. So I went in, and back in those days, they could shoot you up, and they shot me up good. And we got through the game, and we ended up, after the game, everybody's celebrating, and I was feeling pretty good till it hit me, and then it was bad pain. And fortunately, the next week we were playing Buffalo, and we were okay. I didn't have to do much, but it was some bad pain. But my coach used to make me work on catching the ball with one hand. And
Really?
in case you got a bad snap, catch it with left hand, and also find out exactly where the snapper is, the perfect place, how deep you are. You want to be between 6 and 7/8 yards to 7 yards deep, but you want to be exactly where, when you catch the ball, you're going to catch the laces. So when you place it down with your right hand and you put it on the left, you don't have to spin the ball.
Right.
So if you get a good rotation with your center, but sometimes it doesn't happen and you have to spin it, it's a little disconcerting to the kicker for you to be spinning. And what really is disconcerting when you spin it and the laces are facing him.
Exactly.
But you can get where you know where that spin is. And the same way on the punt, stand maybe instead of 13 3/4, maybe stand 14, and get where you don't have to.
And what they call snap laces.
Yeah, I want that ball where I can place it on my foot and
kickoff out of bounds. So that's going to be a penalty on Georgia.
That's the first thing we've done wrong in the kicking game in a long time.
Yep. Hey, Coach,
I had one punt one time so bad, my coach asked me, he said, "Did you kick that with your foot or your knee?" So what's that question?
I was going to say, Dash points out that counting drives directed by Stetson Bennett. 13 straight drives going back to the last year's championship game that resulted in points for Georgia.
That's good. That's good. We had one punt last week, but Beck was in there, but that looks good up there in Samford Stadium, doesn't it?
It does.
There's another flare. Make the tackle. They're content to throw that. Kirby's mad about run support, giving up 5 yards.
444, 443, 442.
Continue to play our first team defense.
Well, you're only up by 23.
What was the line today? 52?
52, yes, sir. That's what we're going to find out really like one place. Most places sites do not have that.
Carter lined up on where he is right here. I hate for this team to see what's going to happen. We shifted good here. No protect. Kirby, get on. One of these times they're going to go for it. They haven't made a first down, have they?
I thought they did.
That was Dalen Everett who Kirby was.
They went for it.
Oh, wow.
Good job, Bullard.
There goes. He's so mad that he didn't get the pick six there. I had to look up who one of those guys was. Took me a second.
I bet you a case of that Bud Crest that we go over the top on this first play. And I know that Leon Farmer will give it to me if I lose. We are going downtown Birmingham here.
349.
Double move by somebody. This is going to be over the TOP.
Not going to happen.
McConkey in motion.
Well,
and it's a handoff.
I lost.
What do you know?
You ever coached football before?
The problem is he's playing against his old coach.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah.
That kind of field position.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the things I've learned, covering the game as a photographer, not as a coach, but you try to learn those tendencies so that you can be in position to get the picture when it happens. Any play like that, I get on a wide angle lens. I'm standing in the end zone waiting for that ball to come over the top. So I'm with you there. Normally, that's exactly what happens.
315, 314.
We're checking 13.
Milton goes to the left side of Stetson
'cause
Bennett.
Stetson saw that was coming. Oh my goodness.
That wasn't a very good throw there. Now, not a very good route either. He did a banana down. We look terrible on that play.
Yeah, he
He's
moved.
gonna miss a few. What's his stats today?
I'm not sure if that one is. There it is. 17 of 23, 187 and a touchdown.
Notice Mike Bobo on the sideline. He and Kirby talking about where they're going to eat tonight after the game.
Yeah.
Not really. They're going to pressure us here.
3rd and 6.
3-man rush.
3-man rush.
Nice throw.
Wow.
All right,
there you go.
Kears.
Kears and Stetson both redeemed after that first play.
That was a really nice throw against a 3-deep 5-under. Great velocity. It's kind of
Nice tiptoes there, Peach
as a
County.
veteran senior receiver.
Again, if I have to pick my toughest guy on the team, I'm always going Peach County.
Got Mims in at right tackle.
Tight formation here.
Might try to get old
What is this?
underneath route here.
That looks more like a goal line formation. They're
Double
thick.
slot. Substitution.
Broderick Jones.
Broderick Jones with the false start.
Mm.
So, yeah, I should not have said anything about Georgia not having a lot of penalties last week, Coach.
Well, we've had 2. No, we look pretty good. I
3.
think. We got Erickson in at center.
Jones, Truss, Erickson, Ratledge, Mims is the offensive line right now.
Old lefty center. Got a wet ball, too.
Yeah.
Give him a better ball there, ball boy. Oh,
So close. You know, he could smell the end zone, Coach. He could smell it.
He's probably
No,
saying, put me in at running
everybody
back.
everybody say, what's an RPO? That was it. You faked the run and threw the ball right behind the backers. Here goes a quick pitch.
Power right. No.
Well
Boy.
defended.
Dayne, you called about how well they tackle. This has been a hell of a tackling team.
I mean, for the size difference,
That's my
they're
point.
disappointed.
Well, but if you're a good tackling team, it doesn't matter.
I
how
mean,
big
if they
he is.
hold us to 4 field goals, I mean, we're not going to go for a field goal here unless we get a 15-yard penalty. But I'd like to see us run it in here. Run a little spin flip.
Yeah.
Show us the formation. We'll tell you the play.
Roseme's at the top.
He could put Bowers in motion and then flip it back. Oh, he's going to put McConkey in motion.
Brings him
Alright,
conky
so-
tight.
Oh, wow. That
Just
was
walk straight in. Touchdown, Georgia.
Pretty good job by Mims there.
yeah. These
Second team right tackle. You know what's good about this? Anybody that doesn't want to get wet can leave
yeah.
if it starts raining. They got to see the dogs and got Kent State coming in there. Do you know when that game is? 2 weeks from now?
That's correct.
You don't know?
Yeah, it was South Carolina than Kent State.
I said that is correct.
But do you know when the game is?
When is it? Like the time?
The
Yeah.
time.
Oh, that I
We
know.
know South Carolina's at 12, but
Yeah.
keep it up. He might let old Zirkle kick one.
Noon also for Kent State.
Really?
Yes.
14 drives for Stetson
Yeah.
Bennett.
I'm just going to tell you, Kent State Golden Flashes. If I'm the coach of Kent State, I would want a bonus. Opened up at Washington tonight, playing at Oklahoma, and in 2 weeks playing at Georgia.
God,
Now, is that a schedule or what?
that's brutal.
Couple questions here. Alan Hampton says, Coach, what's the deal with the short breeches that players wear now?
I don't know what the rule is anymore. You're supposed to be covering them up, covering your knees up, but we don't worry about it.
Shadow asked,
No team does. It's the most abused rule in football.
is Van Pran hurt?
No, they're just letting everybody play a little bit. I think everybody's had a blow at this point. You know, somebody's played
Especially on offensive
Mims
line.
and Erickson and Willock have been coming in there, second team guys. I haven't seen like Ernest Green or Micah Morris or Jared Wilson in there, but kick it out of the end zone this time.
Last kickoff went out of bounds. This one in the air and through the back of the end zone.
Another touchback.
You know, if Kirby's coaching against somebody else, he might call timeout here all 3 times, but he won't.
That's a good point. He would.
You know, I thought the spread was too much in a game like this, especially one that weather could play a factor. But if you double it up, if Georgia gets another 30 points,
Well,
Look at all those field goals.
if you had 3 field goals times 6, you have 18 points. It's 40.
48-0.
I mean, you know,
No, it's just another, at least
take
another
away
9 points. 39.
Yeah,
UGA Chris M says,
12.
Coach, can we get
Extra
jokes
points.
and stories in the second half?
I got some jokes for you today. I got some jokes, some really good jokes. I've been working on them.
We thought Alabama was our joke, but they pulled it out.
Yeah, I got some good jokes.
Zion Lowe getting some work, Coach.
So at halftime, what we're going to do
Hey,
is
we called time out there. Kirby, you'll rascal you.
we're going to play our interview that we did with Samford coach Chris Atcher.
It's funny.
We're going to play that for you at
Yeah.
halftime.
Well, tell us about what Yancey Brothers again, just before half, in case
Well,
people start drinking a crisp beer or something.
We need you, while you're watching this timeout, to go to YanceyBrothers.com. YanceyBrothers.com/LP/dogs, and then click on the open positions. They have a ton of them over there.
Take it slow and say it again.
So YanceyBrothers.com/LP/dogs.
DOGS or DAW?
DAWGS.
It's on the
Right.
screen right now as well.
They're big dog fans. They're going to spell it right. Oh, brought the heat. Call timeout.
Unbelievable. He's doing that to his old coach.
Right now, they got a position open for rental shop lead technician, heavy equipment field service diesel technician,
Notre Dame has taken the lead on Marshall 15-12 fourth quarter.
e-business support rep. So if you know e-businesses, they need a support rep. So you don't have to know how to fix a diesel engine. They need one of those.
Halftime, App State 7, Texas A&M 7.
Jimbo. Kirby, coach him up here.
Tennessee's taking the lead on Pitt. That one about to end the second quarter.
I like his coaching situations here.
44 seconds left in the second quarter here for Georgia. 3rd and 2 for Samford. There's a keeper and nothing
Nolan
there.
Smith,
Smith.
timeout.
I call timeout. They can get the ball back and try to at least get a field goal out of it.
Impressive.
The coach, saying that they'll train you at Yancey Brothers. They have a ride-along technician apprentice.
You just go with somebody.
You go with
ride
an apprentice, learn how to do the job,
That's good.
and they'll pay you.
Coach, Wolfpack won today 55-3 over Charleston Southern.
Pack coming back after that scare by ECU.
Ranked 18th in the country. 2-0.
Just in case Rich and Susan weren't listening from Pinehurst when on the opening, ex-Budweiser people there, Leon Farmer and Marilyn Farmer's friend. Glad you're Rich. Glad y'all are listening from Pinehurst. Rich and Susan. Anybody else that knows me from 77 years, call in. I'll give you a shout out. I need some friends.
And you sure do.
4th and 4. Punt for Samford.
Fake it.
38 seconds left.
I didn't really get his foot into that one.
And that goes out of bounds.
I think he's kicking out of bounds on purpose.
About the 27-yard line.
If we score here, I'm going to be impressed. Something I also want to do is give a shout out to Vince Dooley, 90th birthday this week. They had a really nice extravaganza for him Thursday night in the South End Zone, headlined by Josh Brooks, set it all up along with Dr. Moorhead, who gave a good speech, and Charlie Whittemore, ex-player, ex-athletic director, here made a nice speech about Coach Dooley and a lot of ex-players had video wishing him a happy birthday, and it was just a real outpouring of support for him on his 90th birthday. So good job.
31 seconds. Ball snapped.
Yeah,
Bobbled it.
But he picked it up and tossed it to Kenny Mack.
That's too bad because we don't have a timeout and we can't spike the ball. There's a good example of a left-handed snap and a quarterback wasn't watching the ball in his hands.
14 seconds, 13 seconds. It's gonna be
Brock,
incomplete pass to
short arm
Bowers. Chuck Ward says Jimbo Fisher, the highest paid four-loss coach in football.
He really is. He's working on it. I can tell you, if they lose to Appalachian State, which they're not, it would be how would that be today if Texas and Texas A&M both pull something like that? But
Haynes King with 46 yards passing in the first half for them.
they might make a move with Max Johnson. Throw the ball over here in a flat to 8.
Pressure, 3rd and 1.
Spike it. Get up and spike it. You can do the Hail Mary.
You got 3 seconds. I mean, you have to have 3 seconds to clock it. They got 4, so they got time.
Should stop.
We're going to get to
1.
practice the Hail Mary. You know, a lot of people don't like to call it Hail Mary because it sounds like you're praying for it. And some people call it Big Ben. You know, you're doing the clock. You Big Ben, you're throwing it down there. And so we could call it Big Darnell.
I was curious about personnel here. I was thinking Darnell and Bowers and Rosemead,
Yeah.
but I don't see him out there. I saw McConkey.
There's Darnell.
Yeah, I was saying I didn't see Rosemead out there.
Darn it. These two inside guys are going to do the wheels, and the other guys are going to go
And they
down
have
the
the top.
middle. They're coming with heat.
Yeah, there he is.
Cut back to the inside. He's not going to. Oof.
We don't even see it because the camera, and it's going to be incomplete.
Really good coverage there by the SEC network.
I thought you were about to say by Samford. I'm like, how could you tell? We didn't see it.
Yeah, we didn't want to see what actually happened there.
Give them a chance.
You never know. All right, so that's going to be a 30-point first quarter for Georgia, or first half for Georgia.
I like Hail Mary because you are praying that somebody's going to come out.
Yeah, that's right. I just throw in the big
I
man.
like the big Darnell. And who was down there?
Yeah.
They threw Darnell down there, so I get it. So I'm with you there.
Let's do a quick stat check for the first half.
Give it to us, and I'm going to give you a little summation here about.
Stetson Bennett, 20 of 28, 252 yards and a touchdown. He also ran for 1. Kenny McIntosh ran for a touchdown, 6 carries for 14 yards. Leading rusher, Kendall Milton, 7 carries for 43 yards. Let's see what Kirby says.
He sounds like he's ran 6 miles.
Well, he didn't make a first down, did he?
They made 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. But this, like I said on the intro, you play a game like this, there's so many things, coachable moments, but we had 2 penalties and we didn't turn the ball over and we looked organized. We just missed a few blocks, but you know they're going to take some chances. Why wouldn't you? You're overmatched. And so they're going to make you look bad at times. So realistically, I would say overall that's a pretty good first half. And hopefully we can see some other younger players come in here and get some reps here. The only real negative is Mitchell getting hurt the first play. We don't know the extent, but just to err on the side of being really smart, they're not going to put him back in there when you're that far ahead anyhow. So hopefully he'll be ready for South Carolina next week. But we can get some good fan feedback and questions and everything and have a good halftime and be ready for some good action here in the second half. Look at some of these younger players.
So 11 different guys caught passes in that. So I'm with you there. It's not like you need AD Mitchell to go in. He's got 1. So you just let him rest and bring it back. 30-0. I'm really excited to see some of those because here's the thing. I was on a radio show and they were asking me about the this era of Kirby Smart football and like how can they come back after losing 15 guys to the NFL? I'm like, it's recruiting. He recruits well. They reload. That's what makes Alabama so good. That's what makes Ohio State so good. That's what makes all these other teams so good. The Clemsons of the world. Well, this second half of this game, we should get to see those recruits that you've been all excited about.
Yeah.
I want to see it. A Ja'Cory Thomas. I want to see maybe a Singletary get in there. I want to see some of these other guys do what they do. So
Humphrey, some of those
Humphreys.
guys.
Oh yeah, man. We saw Dylan Bell get in there and what he could do. So I know a lot of fans are like, well, this game's out. Look, watch the superstars of later in the season or next year in the second half. So and I hate that when they always talk about Athens, they talk about the last resort like it's the only damn place in town to eat. There's some good places in town to eat, but they always talk about the last resort.
Who does?
The ESPN network, they did a whole section on it there.
Well,
I'm like, hey, it's a good place. Don't get me wrong, but
Touchdown, Thundering Herd.
this is the home of your pie.
let's go for it. Take a break.
All right.
Taking a break, here's our interview with Samford head coach Chris Atcher.
Hey, here we are today with special guest Chris Atcher from the head coach of Samford Bulldogs. I've known Chris since he was a tremendous quarterback at Valdosta and then a great coach at working for Mummy up there. Hard to believe, 49 years old, has been a head coach for 22 years. Unbelievable record at Murray State, Georgia Southern, and Valdosta, and now the head coach of the Samford Bulldogs for 8th or 9th year. But Chris, the first thing I want to do, what a tremendous win starting out the season, beating Kennesaw State, a 1AA playoff team last year. Tremendous win last week.
Yes, sir. Well, there's no question about it. We have the utmost respect for what Brian Bohannon's done at Kennesaw, starting that program from scratch, perennial national power. I thought that our guys, we were fresh. A lot of credit to our staff. Preparing our guys where we wasn't tired going into that first game. As being a former coach, it's easy to wear them down during camp. But the biggest thing that impressed me about our team against Kennesaw is we lead going in at half. And in the third quarter, we gave up 10 unanswered points, had a crucial turnover back on our own side of the field. And then the fourth quarter, we just took control of the ball game. And the past couple of years, we've lost, I couldn't tell you, 9 or 10 games by a touchdown. For us to overcome that adversity and keep playing and finding a way to win there in the fourth quarter, hopefully that'll bode well for us moving ahead, throughout the remaining part of this season.
Yeah, we're going to talk about your team in detail in a minute, but it would be remiss by me if I didn't give you credit for, I gave Kirby a job behind the desk here because he got cut by Baltimore and we really didn't have much. So he was kind of the first analyst we ever had, but you actually brought Kirby in for his first job, and tell us how that went. And then we'll get talking a little bit more about your team, but our fans are on the Kirby Smart bandwagon right now. That's for sure.
Well, they should be. And, first of all, I wanted to say thanks. I tell people all the time, you've been very nice to me for a long time and didn't have to be. And when I was starting out as a graduate at the University of Kentucky, we had Tim Couch, and he came up to play us up there. And all the Mummy and Leach and Guy just passed away yesterday. They were all, I think they were shocked that me and you talked more before the game than you did to the head coach of Kentucky. So I felt like a bigwig that day. So I always appreciate you with that. I hope all else is going well. But, it's kind of funny. We were actually getting ready to, we were in between the hedges, and before the game, Kirby and Mike Bobo came up to me before the game and said, "Hey man, we hear that you may be getting the Valdosta State." And I said, "Well, it's not open." And they go, "Well, I really what they did for you, but that was way before the age of having analysts and people like that." And I said, well, let's just see what happens. And sure enough, you know, I was fortunate to get the job at 26. Had a mutual friend that knew Will Muschamp. And so we interviewed Will. And after about 4 minutes into this, said, hey, you're my guy, man. Let's maybe go have a supper and have some drink. Hire Will. And as we go through the process, Division II budget, I think we paid Will $31,000, which he may have been the highest D2 paid coordinator at the time back in 2000. We had $8,000 left. So we were fortunate enough to get Kirby to come down there and work for us for $8,000. But we did give him $1,000 bonus on the side for being the camp director. So we helped him out pretty good. He made $10,000, but that's stretching it a little bit. But story, Coach, about the pay that he made, because I know he's making a boatload of money now. But I tell all of our young staff, and I like for people to know, he hadn't always been at the top. He started at the very, very bottom of this profession, and due to his work ethic, learning and being willing to adapt is what has made him into the coach he is today. And I wish I could say that I had something to do with that, but he was a pretty darn good coach at 24 years old when I hired him. I guarantee you I got the better end of that deal than he did.
Well, he certainly made a lot of nice comments about you at his press conference on Monday, and it was heartfelt, because I know everybody wants a chance, and to get a chance in coaching whatever division. And some of your best coaching is when you don't have as good of players as other people, and you have to develop them and all. And that's one thing you've done wherever you've been, but you've always been an explosive offensive team. Tell us a little bit about your offense going in here playing Georgia.
Well, we're replacing a lot of playmakers we had last season. We had All-American quarterback Liam Welch, who tremendous player, played over at Aquinas High School there in Augusta. And Montrell Washington, who was an All-American receiver and return man from up there in Cherokee, Canton, Georgia, who we're proud to say he just made the 53-man roster for the Denver Broncos as a 5th-round pick. So, we had some great explosion last year. We do return 4 of our 5 offensive linemen, which is really big for us. We're breaking in a new quarterback in Michael Hires. He's a local standout here, Briarwood Christian, and very efficiently last week. So we kind of mix it up. We ran the ball good. Of course, bottom line, I like to score. It doesn't matter how we do that. But as you well know, when you move up a level, especially playing one of the top 1 or 2 teams in the whole wide world this week, the biggest difference is in those trenches and being able to block Georgia. Their front 4 is going to be a huge task for us, because we're going to have to employ more tight ends. We're going to put the running back more in protection. It's like I wish I had 8 offensive linemen to block their 4 and still had 5 guys who could go out in routes, and I'd really be cooking with some grease then.
Coach, tell me about the defense that Samford has a little bit. And then also, do you think it looks like it's going to be a pretty rainy day in Athens? Does that change how you view what you need to do on defense to slow some of the skill guys for Georgia?
Well, nobody, let's get one thing straight now. Nobody's been scoring on Georgia. Nobody stopped them. But I will say I have a brand new defensive staff led by Chris Boone, who's been a veteran, at the FCS level. Was at Southern Miss 2 years ago, and then was in the Mississippi Junior Colleges last year. And him and his staff have brought a different edge to our defense. Last year we ranked last in defense, which is hard to do. And he's come in, and we just got a different edge about us. And we were able to go out and sign some good transfers that fit the Samford mold. And boy, they really played well the other day to shut down the option. I know we gave up 17 points, but 7 of them came when we fumbled inside our 15-yard line. Bodes well for us moving forward through the course of the year. But again, when you play these games, I won't say that we match up skill wise with them, but if we went in and play, we'd have a little bit better chance, move the ball, maybe get a play here or there. But golly, their O-line's so big, and Stacy's done a great job taking over for Matt Luke. Who knows? And the biggest thing, with Georgia is, man, I would just like their 5th team tight end. If I could just have him, man, that would really make a big difference for me. That's where the problem lies, is being able to just not get blown off the ball on the defensive line and being able to protect just long enough to get some throws off. And that's going to be the biggest mismatch in the game.
One thing, Coach, the people never, as coaches, like to talk about when they're getting ready for a game is last year. But certainly I'd be remiss if I just didn't give you credit for I don't know any coach that's ever gone into the swamp and scored 50 points before, except Steve Spurrier and all the offensive coaches for Florida, but for the other team. So that had to be, I know you ended up losing the game, but that had to be one of your coaching thrills to just move the ball and basically pull their pants down. You guys just executed to the max. What a tremendous game that was.
Well, I appreciate it. And, one of the best compliments is I was sitting out eating pizza before I had to get on the bus for that 8.5 hour ride. And Coach Spurrier rode by me, talked to me for a little bit and complimented us on our games. I was fired up about that. But we went in there and again, we kind of called them at the right time. They, and I have great respect for Coach Mullen, but he just had to let part of his staff go. They were in transition at the defensive coordinator spot, and it really looked like they wasn't too fired up about playing that day. We jumped on them quick. A lot of it had to do with our quarterback in Montrell Washington, who are no longer here. It really wasn't a fluke. We just we moved the ball and made plays when we needed to. And, with 9 minutes to go in the game, we actually tied them up 56-all, which I know that sounds hard to do. And they called it back. And, I kicked a field goal because, by gosh, we were leaving there with 50 points. And late in the game, we had a little drive. And I told the staff, I said, man, if we get it, we're going. I said, I don't think anybody's ever got 60 in the swamp before as a visitor. So I was trying to pull a Steve Spurrier. But we offensively, we played well. And, some of those games, they go that way for you. And then a few years back, we played Auburn, and I think it was 49-0 going into the fourth quarter. So you never know what you're going to get when you step it up a notch.
Being from Macon and, certainly your father background in football, everything, what does it mean to you coming into play Georgia? I know you've coached other teams. Maybe Georgia Southern played here when you were there, and maybe Samford. But just to coach in Samford Stadium, and tell us about how the players feel about it, getting a chance to play a 1A team that's the defending national champion.
Well, sure. We're excited. Our players don't get on this stage very often, and it's been 23 years since I was at Kentucky, and we got to go in those venues each and every week, and including we get to these stadiums. Your blood starts to boil a little bit with the huge crowds, and and you get to showcase your talents against the best. And as a coach, you feel the same way. You're taking an underdog in, but you get a chance to showcase your talents against the best as well. So our preparation's been the same as it is every week. We focus on effort and focus on and hope that we execute at a high level to the best of our ability Saturday. But sure, we're excited about it. I've been in Samford Stadium 2 other times. I brought Samford there a few years ago, and I think we got beat 42. And when I was at Georgia Southern, we played them when they were actually ranked number 1 in the country when Coach Rick was there. Being from Georgia, I have a lot of guys on my team from Georgia is special. And then, also for me, there's a lot of, I don't know a lot of people know, but of course, Coach Smart and Coach Muschamp, we work together. Buster Faulkner, who's the quarterback coach analyst. You know, he was a former player of mine and a graduate assistant. Jay Chapman, the director of football management, was my DOFO here at Samford for 4 years. Harris, who works with the academics there with the football team, she was my academic coordinator. Of course, Coach Cavan's the guy recruited me to recruited me to walk on at Valdosta State.
Well, he knew what he was getting there. You player of the year now in the Hall of Fame. I mean, good gosh, people don't realize you're in the Hall of Fame. Buster has done a great job here, but another guy that I really think that people don't know about is Jess Sutherland, who's come over here and trying to be a coach now. He's kind of a volunteer coach, but he's working, but played quarterback over there. What a tremendous young man he is.
Oh, he is. And he was a good player for us. And in fact, the last time we went to Georgia, he played the whole fourth quarter. We were trying to run the clock out, and I called a RPO, and he handed it off. So so next time you see him, tell him he had a chance to throw a pass in Samford, but turned it down.
Yeah, I'll tell him and his dad. So, Dayne, I know you're chomping.
All right, so we are dipping out of our interview with Chris Hatcher. If you want to see the rest of that, our YouTube channel or Facebook page, UGA Sports is what you search. And that whole interview was there. It was fantastic. Thanks for Chris Hatcher for doing that. Just a good dude in coaching.
I believe he did that during game week. Just to come on, hey, I'll go on Coach Donnan's show during game week against the team I'm playing just to talk to us. So shows you what kind of guy he is. So shout out to Chris Hatcher for doing that. A lot of great stuff there. And I really want to take him up. At the end of that interview, he says he'll come on and give you some Mike Leach stories. The Mike Leach story about the
beer, the
beer,
horse and the beer,
the horse and the beer, the Kentucky Derby. Holy hell, that's great. But I think him coming on and giving us stories about Buster Faulkner, Kirby Smart, Will Muschamp. We need to have him on at the end of the season.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let him
behind the scenes.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Decent Leach story from game day this morning. I think it was Will Rogers proposed to his, I guess now fiance, and someone asked Leach about it. He said, "Well, I couldn't get there fast enough to warn him."
Oh,
to warn her?
I think him is what he said.
That's him. Hey,
well, that happens. But
how about you heard, Coach?
Just a fabulous win for Coach Huff, taking over there at Marshall last year. Had an up and down year, and lost a lot of close games, but I'll give him credit. He brought some guys in there for fall camp, older coaches to watch his team and coach him up, and his staff's done a good job and just great preparation. And go in there and beat it's the biggest win in Marshall history, no question, aside from winning the national championships. But
just that.
I mean, and not saying that. I mean, just a 1A win over them. They just moved in the Sun Belt Conference, and Marcus Freeman now is taking over that Notre Dame job, and he's 0-3. He lost the bowl game last year. He played really good against Ohio State last week. Maybe Ohio State's not quite as good as what we thought. And let's just talk about Georgia today, about some of our sponsors, or what do you want to do, Roddy? We got the kickoff.
Well, let's go to kickoff here. We'll talk about them when we come out of our break here. But they're about to kick the ball off. Get ready for the second half, right?
Ball fell off the tee.
Ball fell off the tee.
Come on, we're doing a television production, and Samford screwing it up.
Maybe what will happen here, because the ball looks a little wet to me, it might kick it soft, and Kieris might be able to come through with your saying that he take one all the way.
My prediction is he's going to return one to the house. Oh, there it is.
Low laser kick when he goes out of the back.
Well, we had.
I would be happy to see Deshaun Edwards return it too.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that.
Come on, Kieris, get your shot in there. Anyway, folks, so they're about to. Georgia gets the ball back because they deferred the first half. Stetson Bennett looks to be your starting quarterback for the third quarter. What, one series?
Yeah, I could say one series, but. The thing you want to do is you want to get your team game ready. That's for sure. I mean, you're not trying to do anything but execute, but at the same time, you want to avoid injuries and get your other guys in there too. So
starting offensive line in there, Van Pran. Someone asked about him earlier. He's back in there.
They're not covering the flats out there. That's for sure.
Kendall Milton to the edge. First down and more.
I love it when they clap over on the sideline when they make a 15-yard run and the guy tackles.
Hey, good job tackling him after he's picked up 2 first downs.
14-43.
Just look at this
14-42.
these big old boys from behind there now. I mean, that's why you put Edwards back there. You can't even see him.
Yeah.
We got 12 personnel in with Washington tight end and Bowers at U.
And then
Nice edge.
running right behind him, Coach. Just you called him out. That's exactly where he went.
14-19.
I like to see the other guys hustling over there. Did you see that in the last play? Backside coming across.
Saw Lad McConkey take off to pick up a block 2 downfield in case they could get that edge.
You better block downfield or Kirby be on your ass.
Well, it wasn't the guy in front of him. He went to get the most dangerous guy on that edge there. So he took off like a shot.
13-57, 13-56.
Different look here with Washington, and he's probably coming in motion on this edge here. Coming across anyway.
Yeah.
Different way to run it. He just came across underneath and little misdirection there. Kirby might have said, hey, Monken, stay on the ground and pound, run that clock.
Yeah,
We continue to dodge the rain.
Let's get out of here before it rains.
They're going to have to put on their new gear. They've got some white tops they're going to put on the coaches. I see some of the GAs got them on.
13-20, 13-19, 13-18. That's to help you sync it up as you stream.
You got one-on-one up at the top.
Stetson
Double
sees it.
move.
He sees it. Oh, my goodness. He looks like he's out there amongst 12-year-old kids.
Well, he's 6'7".
Stop talking about Stetson Bennett that way.
Dude, be nice.
Eh.
But no, just watch this, folks. Okay, here it is. He catches it. Good catch. Look at that. He looks like he's being tackled by the Lilliputians.
Rusty King says, Big O.
And 12 personnel still. Bowers, the wing, sliding to the boundary.
What are they chanting on the?
Low throw. McConkey picked it up off the ground. Didn't touch the ground.
You know, remember he had a lot of those last year. He just an easy shot to the side and it would go low.
Yeah.
And he kind of got away from that. But
What happens there? I'm going to defend him a little bit. You want to catch it.
No.
You want to catch it and throw it, and you really don't get the laces. So it doesn't matter as long as you get it to him. But there's no question you like to throw it higher. But you're catching it and throw it in one motion, so you're not securing it. So they're probably going to check and see if this ball was caught. These refs have not had a chance to check this at the Samford Stadium today. So he's finally
needs a little camera time.
I haven't been on camera all day. I got a text from my wife. She said I haven't been on there all day.
Yeah, got to do some bingo tonight at the AARP. Ooh, that was close.
This is the same camera people that can't even show you the entire thing before it starts. Do they have enough cameras to show this?
I think that's probably not catch. But
I thought so too.
The way he yanked it up, it didn't.
Give it to him though. Yep.
Nope.
At least it was a quick review. Some of those in Alabama and Texas, they were wanting to huddle on everything.
It's because they're non-conference refs. I think they're from the Big Ten today. They got their money's worth with Alabama, 15 penalties.
Third quarter, 12-9. Georgia leads 30-0.
I do want to give a shout out to Jed May and Catherine Skeen. They have a photo gallery up at UGAsports.com of all the recruits who are in the stands. Samuel Mpemba is there, 5-star kid that Georgia really, really wants. So a lot of recruiting coverage already up at UGAsports.com. Look at that.
Not much movement there.
No.
Coach, should I assume that play is one that Kieras could get on the sweep?
That play, right? He could, yeah, but I mean, they were trying to get the run support to go over and get a soft edge, but we didn't block the corner very good there. I mean,
the same one they ran.
See right there?
Yeah.
The guy came off of our left guard pretty good. Can't knock them back all the time. They're moving around. Yeah. So
that's a
good play by that big boy.
Yeah.
3rd and 9, 11:40
He's from
left.
Powder Springs, 302 pounds.
He ain't scared.
different look with Edwards in the slot. He
Oh, I like it.
stare him down.
Oh, that's a bad play. Kirby's not going to be happy about that one.
Well, we're trying to set up the punt.
Hey, we actually get a punt now.
He's going to pooch punt here. Let's see how good he did.
Tom Gross.
He had good protection.
Tom with the question, what's up with Eric Gilbert, coach?
Eric's just working his way into the lineup. He's got two really good players ahead of him, and they're just not he just hadn't been able to get enough practice time with this scheme. He worked all fall hard, but it's just tough to get ahead of those two. We're going to try a 55-yard field goal here instead of a punt.
Okay.
Kick is up. It looks good. And it is short. Oh, that was
It was online.
online.
Nice try.
Hey, Josh Brooks getting some airtime here in a second.
He always wants to be on TV.
Is he going to get interviewed by them?
That's what they just said.
I just give him some grief there. I like my boy Josh Brooks.
So
I want to mention real quick when we get this first commercial break, we have a new sponsor at UGAsports.com and for this watch-along show. And if you like this watch-along show, then the best way you can support us is to support our sponsors. Of course, we mention Athens Ford all the time, and we mention Bud Light next, but our newest sponsor is Yancey Brothers. They sell Caterpillar equipment. They service it. They have 200 job openings throughout the state of Georgia. This is a major company. They pay really well. Their benefits are fantastic. And if you want to be a service technician or help out, they have all sorts of training. You can go down to South Georgia Technical College, get the 2-year degree. If you go through that, they're going to provide you with tools and a toolbox worth $8,000. You can do the Yancey Technician Boot Camp and get $4,500 worth of tools. And it's a 45-month program. So you can, start it now and, by the new year, you're almost done. So it's a 5-person team led by an instructor. You can do that. You can go to Athens Technical College if you're in this area. You can go to Chattahoochee Technical College or West Georgia College, Technical College. So West Georgia, Chattahoochee, Athens, those programs are pretty quick. Go through those, and Yancey Brothers will help you out there. They even have a trainee program. We mentioned that earlier, where it's basically a 9 to 12-month program, and it's available in most positions they have, most locations they have. So you're basically a second set of hands. You go and you help the guys doing it, and you learn how they do it. But again, they need rental managers. They need sales reps. They need IT people. It's absolutely a long list of things that are out there. If you sold cars, go hit up Yancey. If you've been a technical communicator, they need one of those. Legal and risk specialist. If you're a risk specialist somewhere else, check out Yancey Brothers. Let them make you an offer. I guarantee they're going to put something on the table that's worth it for you. Service manager, parts course specialist, rental territory sales representative in the Covington and Conyers area. That's my homeland. Go check out the rental territory sales rep in the Covington Conyers area. You can work off be off of 138, Irish Drive, that area. Hit them up when you get a chance. So again, these are all jobs posted, within the last month. So a ton of stuff from our friends at Yancey Brothers.
Well, you come out with a little reverse here. We're playing it pretty smart there. Good job by Stackhouse. The guy was a high school track star. He doesn't look like it, but he's a sprinter, man. He can rock.
I'm gonna give Josh Brooks hell for not being in a suit and tie on game day.
Well, he just
I like that his game day attire kind of matches the fan base.
Non-conference game.
That's a 13-year-old shirt he got back in the day when he was a director of operations at Georgia. Been wearing it a while. At least he got rid of that beard. Now everything I say about him will be reported back to him, I'm sure. So, oh my goodness,
good break on the ball there, Malachi.
I thought Malachi had that, coach. I was going to say 2 interceptions in 2 games. I thought he had it.
Mel Tucker's Michigan State Spartans are up 24-0 at halftime on Akron.
Let's go Sparty. Big
Final
fan of Mel Tucker.
score: Marshall 26, Notre Dame 21.
Go Herd.
Oh, you gotta hate it for Notre Dame. Always overrated at the beginning of the season.
Marshall running back 31 carries for 163 yards and a touchdown.
You can hook your wagon to that kid. Look at him driving that line back, coach.
All right. So that's going to be a 4th and 4 or 5.
Yep.
937, 936,
So
935.
basically, at this point, where they had one first down,
They had
they don't
one
have-
in the first half.
they
Yeah.
don't have 100 yards, do they?
Total yards 64.
This team scored 56 against the Florida Gators in the swamp last year. Maybe not the same quarterback, but
Or same wide receiver.
Samford has 1 first down. Georgia has 20.
you think he's going to put it back in
I do.
eventually? But I mean, right now,
Yes, put it back.
There was the play at halftime that Kirby didn't like. I don't think he'd like that sack. So maybe throw Stetson out there one more time.
McConkey's pretty slick the way he goes over there and nonchalantly catches on the boundary.
No, Kirby's yelling at Bennett. So if you go by who he's yelling at, then is that going to be the next who's going out there? I'm assuming it's him.
Bryant Gant tell him to get back.
I say go build up those Heisman numbers, but that's just me.
I think he needs another 300-yard game.
How many's he got?
This year, 1.
He's got 280 yards right now.
Are you going to get some right here? There you go,
Yeah.
Dominic.
Oh,
There you go, Blaylock picking up 7.
Delp
So-
in there.
287 yards.
Might have Delp and Gilbert in there now.
There you go. Feel it, Don Blaylock.
Got Wilson in there. Got some of the second team linemen.
John Adams says, is Coach Marshall, is this their biggest win?
Biggest one I've ever heard of. I mean, of course,
It's not a title.
there you go,
Oh,
Roseby.
that was a beautifully designed play there.
Got all these people sending me texts. Congratulations on Marshall. I'm not the coach. I'm
Hey,
happy.
you're forever connected.
I'm
there, my
happy
friend.
for him and all, but I'm ready to watch the dogs. I want to see some of these other guys do some stuff here.
I can see big Jared
He'd be
Wilson
close
in
to
there.
300 now, isn't he?
294. There it is. Oh my goodness.
Delp. Got to catch that ball, son.
Delp has put on some muscle mass, coach, since the
Yeah.
last time I saw him.
He's, he's far along for a freshman. Haven't been here in the spring, but he has a tendency to drop the ball in practice a lot, from what I've heard from some of the coaches. But that's true for a freshman,
I was
any
about to say,
freshman.
yeah,
I'm not
that's-
being hard on him. I mean,
No, you're not.
There's a counter. Looks good. Good block.
Oh, wow.
Good game for Milton.
It's a little good. Another way to get down there,
That
Broderick.
might put Milton.
Let's show the counter move here. Go back to the huddle and watch the tackle and guard pull there on the perimeter. That was good. Come on, show it.
Well, no, they can't show it. They can't do. When you want the replay, they don't give it to you, coach.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kendall Milton with 85 yards on 10 carries.
Now we got Edwards in there. I guess they're resting Kenny Mack. Same play again.
Dejan for 2.
Don't fall on a guy trust. That's getting penalty there.
7:08, 7:07, 7:06, third quarter.
Kenny McIntosh is still your leading receiver, coach.
I'd like to see us get on the edge here. Just one time, move him around. There's nobody in the flat here. Throw it out here.
2nd and 8.
There's old Marset.
Here's 6 yards.
So that's
Exactly
first
what he
catch.
needed. 300 yards for Stetson Bennett.
All right, 3rd and 2. Buckle my shoe. What are you going to do? Give us the formation and run a toss. You guys got him a dog bone there.
And a chain.
He's majoring in dog mania. You got the toss into the boundary.
604, 603, 602.
Oh, my
Ooh, didn't
goodness.
get any
He didn't
movement
get the
there.
first down.
No,
They played the play there.
it did.
Stay with your block, son.
Yeah. There's Daniela Morissette with his first catch. Congrats to him.
There's Gilbert.
That's going to be a
We need to make a first down here so we can throw one to Gilbert for his first reception. We'll see Gilbert and Delp the rest of the way, hopefully.
13 players have caught passes.
This is a sneak. This is a sneak.
They
For
brought up the
jet
beef.
sweep one.
Oh,
Or
my
a
goodness.
false start.
Arik Gilbert. Well, there's your answer, folks. What?
Well, you can understand that a little bit of nerves
Yeah.
there first time in there, but too bad.
So Georgia punt here. We'll actually get to see a real punt. Punt number 2 for Brett Thorson.
Still a lot of the starters in there on this unit. So
Give him a little love, Kirby. That's good.
Yeah. That's a good picture right there because you notice the guys that sometimes he brings them over there and he blisters them. Other guys he talks them up. So I think that's tough as a coach to know which one to give.
Yeah. Let's down it.
Caught at the 12-yard line.
Let's give it a little update on what's going on at Athens Ford there, Big Daddy.
Let me pull up their site here real quick because I want to see how many cars they have on the lot. That's always a tough one.
Oh, I'll see if I can beat you there and put it on the screen.
Yeah, you can do that. That would be adorable.
They might
248. Boom.
Well, I'm just saying it's, I was like 267 the other day. That means in 4 days they sold how many? 19 cars, so they're moving them very fast over there. They get them in, they turn them around. I mean, half the time when they do the cleaning up on them, on the ones that are traded in, and they do the certification, and you can get the Ford certified pre-owned, which are the best way to buy a pre-owned vehicle. Trust me, that's just a phenomenal way to do it. When you get one of those and it goes through the 170 something point inspection, the minute they're done, they've sold it. So it's tough to actually get them over there because they're going through so fast. But I do want to tell you about the folks at Athens Ford because they're gigantic Georgia fans. Now you're starting to get the brochures in the mail that talk about the holidays coming up. We're into September. You start seeing this Christmas stuff. If you want a great shot for your Christmas card, wait till they put up their Christmas tree and you go out there and you see the giant Georgia themed Christmas tree. It's a phenomenal thing they do. And they have a charity that they do every year. And sometimes it's bikes. For every car they sell, they'll give a bike to a child in the Athens area. They'll do coat drives where they get coats and stuff like that for kids. They are a huge sponsor of teams and needy charities within the Athens community. So if you want to support people who support your community, who support your team, they support this show. We're not sending 1,000 people to buy cars over there every day, but they said, this is a Georgia show. We want to support it. And that's what Brian Clower and the folks over there at Athens Ford do. That's just their service mentality.
Since day one of the watch along, too.
Yeah. So when you get a chance, swing by there, check out the Ford Broncos they have in place. And again, it's Athens Ford. Don't get the name confused with some people that have a similar one, because that's the only place you can get the lifetime powertrain warranty. You can't get that at other Ford dealerships. But the cool thing is, if you get it there and you have a problem, you can get it fixed at another place and the warranty counts. You don't have to drive all the way back to Athens Ford for some reason if you have an issue. So it goes by the VIN number. It's covered. So go by Athens Ford. You can't get that anywhere else, and they will take care of you. And also, if you have a Ford F-150 and there were 250 or something like that, and you want to get some pieces on it, they have a great parts department and customization. Oh my goodness. Can we order a tackle from Athens Ford? We needed one there.
Well, that was good save by Jackson there.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to really sub on defense now. We got Everett in at corner. Didn't get lined up very good there.
No.
There's the first down.
Watch out, Kirby.
Yeah. Javon Bullard trying to get through that double team. That was tough. He got screened out.
So we got
There's Daylen. That's my guy to be a breakout player.
they're going to start looking better now. I mean, we got some.
Want to get some shout outs in the chat. Amari Carmichael, loyal viewer. Jermaine King, same. Marvin Bapp, thank y'all for watching. Howard Eubank says this is nowhere near the team that played last week. Different circumstances. I mean, Georgia's not been in doubt of, dominating this game. I don't know what you can expect a whole lot.
Yeah, you just play to your competition a little bit, and we, seriously, kind of hard to prep for an 11th ranked team and then play a FCS team. But I thought we looked good the first half. Second half, we're really flat, that's for sure. But we run a lot of different lineups in there too, and different receivers.
You've given up 79 yards. You've accumulated 410.
This is what we're going to see out of Mississippi State the whole night. I mean, this is Mississippi State. We still got Ringo in at corner.
Yeah.
Pretty good tackle there from Tramel
There's a
Waldauer.
Waldauer back in there.
Yeah.
Glad to see him coming off knee surgery.
315,
He had to
314.
play on like that first series. I'm glad to see him getting a lot of playing time. Rion Davis in there, coach. Guy who's had a lot of injuries. Who's back finally.
Yeah, like anybody.
Tresman Marshall, too, if not mistaken.
Like anybody nicknames Trouble.
Rion Trouble Davis said, Tresman Marshall looks like a tank back there.
What's the best nickname from anyone you coached?
Best nickname?
Yeah.
Boz.
Was Champ a nickname?
That's not his full name. His name is Roland.
So I think that's a pretty darn good one.
Champ Boss Doll. His sister named Danielle. Their nickname's Doll. So they got a few Champ, Boss, and Doll. But
Champ is just like the most appropriate nickname. I don't know if it's the best one.
Fair enough. Good point.
It's the
Champ going into the College Hall of Fame in December. He went into the pro last. There's a pick. Ooh.
It was almost picked off by 8 people. So I feel bad because Malachi Starks has come within 2 inches of having 2 different picks.
We had a guy named Oscar Overcash. His name was Double O.
Oh, I like
O
that.
square. Not too many guys with the OO.
No.
End of the third quarter, Texas A&M 14, Appalachian State 14.
Go Mountaineers. I wonder if Johnson's in yet.
Let's see.
We're going to try to block one here. We're
They're
going to try to
bringing
block
them.
one.
They're bringing. Oof.
Haynes King is the only quarterback with stats. He's 10 of 15 for 68 yards.
Oh, so there's Kyrus. That was the one. No blocking for him to set it up. But I get it. You're up 30-0.
Aggies total offense 151 yards. Mountaineers have 229 yards.
You know, what did North Carolina scored 63 last week on them? It was 63-61 or something like that.
I believe that's right. Sweet Tech wins the U.S. Open, if you're a tennis fan.
Yeah.
SWAT
Tech.
Nobody
SWAT Tech,
watches tennis. Nobody watches tennis.
I did last night.
I tell you, Alcaraz that was some match.
19 years old, and has a shot to win the U.S. Open and be number 1 in the world. Insane.
Why is everybody leaving the watch along?
No, it's not on tonight. It's on tomorrow.
He twisted it on.
We got Kentucky tonight, but
I know we got Mississippi State tonight. If you want to say
hang
it
around
really.
for some really good jokes.
They're not all about Notre Dame.
Roddy, you're putting on the pot of coffee at about 10:30 to stay up for Mississippi State at Arizona.
Actually, I might.
Kickoff at 11.
Yeah,
You're a night owl
I'm a night
anyway.
owl anyway. I'm usually up late anyway, and I got my walk in this morning. I'm gonna go home and drink some Fiddler bourbon, do the post game overreaction
We got to drink
show.
some more Miller.
Well, see, this is how I start. I start knocking back the Bud Light next.
Oh, you go
And
from.
I get paid to drink the Bud Light next, and then I go over and I hit the.
What about the carb?
Well, there's no carbs here, and then I go straight to whiskey, so it works out great. So
it's healthy.
it is. So I don't have any carbs by the end of the night. Well, of course, we did have your pie pizza. Shout out to Drew French.
Yeah,
for taking.
Drew, good job on the pizza.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, if y'all want to come do a spot about food in Athens, hit up our buddy over at Your Pie this is the home of Your Pie right here in Athens, Georgia. So, but yeah, you're right, Coach. I mean, I'm after this show, folks, give us about 30 minutes, and I'll be on with Paul Meharry. We do the post game overreaction show. We had 14,000 people joined us last week. It was fantastic. Not as many as this show because we got Coach here, but we did have a lot of people join us last week to talk about that butt kicking.
Yeah, I noticed we got Facebook now. We're on Facebook and YouTube, right?
Yeah,
next thing you know, we'll be on ESPN.
We're also on LinkedIn for some reason. But I don't know if anybody's watching this on LinkedIn, but if you are, let us know in the comments. That'd be great too.
I asked some tough questions here. I need to get challenged here before I go to these jokes.
Hey, here's a note from Dave McMahon. Marshall, that's their first win over a top 10 team since 2003.
That's a good win.
Yep. And Trent
Looks
says,
like we got Beck in. Beck, Gilbert, Mims, Rattledge.
the nylon Morissette. Let's go.
So final stat line for Stetson Bennett, 24 for 34.
And Branson Robinson.
300 yards and a touchdown. He was sacked once. He ran for a touchdown as well. So
I predict Gilbert's going to catch a pass.
Handed to 22.
Not on display, but Gilbert's going to catch one. Throw it.
He's
to
wide
him.
open.
Nose.
He was just standing there waiting. That's okay. It's like
Nylon Morissette with the second catch. 16 yards.
Man, he was
Heck,
open.
use your tight ends.
Look how open he is.
Paul Meharry says Coach Donnan's better than that Paul Meharry guy.
Well, I don't know about that, Paul. I don't have the beard you got.
Anybody's better than Paul.
I mean, he's the second.
Is my mic on? Please tell me my mic's not on.
Is he the second or third most tenured person at UGAsports.com?
He's our longest tenured intern. He does a great job.
Do you know what Dizzy Dean's brother's name was?
What?
Paul. Dizzy said, me and Paul will win them all.
I like it.
And then he said, damn, if we didn't, Pee-wee, we beat them all. So that's my partner, Pee-wee Riggs.
Jimmy Lee Snipes says, what's Coach's take on the run blocking and the lack of running against Samford? I'd like to hear the take.
I'd like to see him hit Gilbert right here. He's got a radar. I think the run blocking's been okay, but I mean, we haven't been – they've stacked in there pretty good, daring us to throw, but
116 rushing yards.
But we lost 25 on one play, didn't we?
That's
yeah,
right.
because of that long sack.
Tell you, Jackson Meeks is an impressive player to me.
Good player.
He can make some acrobatic
Stacey
catches.
Searle's got one of those new white warm-ups on. They look pretty slick over there on the sideline. Throw it to Gilbert down a gash. Let him score a touchdown. He's going to.
A couple of people, John is the latest to ask, where'd the recliners go? They're over here. We're doing a little renovation on half of our studio. And by studio, I mean the abode. We'll go with that.
I see a bunch of
we had a
photographers
little
back there.
technical ditch. We had to go to phase 2. We'll be back in the recliners soon. But I like this.
I see 3 photographers on the sideline that don't have any media affiliation.
Throw it to Gilbert. On
He's
the
there.
quick screen.
There he is at the top.
Got him blocking.
Woof. Give him hell, Dylan Bell.
Barry asked, why has Don Blaylock not caught a pass? He has. 1 catch for 7 yards.
Good job, Gilbert, blocking.
Gilbert had a great block there. Just bring him on that one. That's when Dylan goes back to the huddles like, thank you, man. Thank you.
Going to the fourth quarter here.
Brian McClendon thanked Eric Gilbert for that block.
Yeah.
He knows how big it was.
So
So
explain to us what those carbs are all about. So I know one more time on the beer. There's no carbs.
There are no
right?
carbs. You can't explain what they're about because there aren't any. This is a philosophical question.
One thing I want to say is the affiliation that we have with Leon Farmer family, going back to Leon Farmer's dad when I first got here, and the way they supported me and got our weight room going. And he still got an award named in his name, the most valuable weight. And then the support they gave for women's athletics, everything. It's just all throughout the community, not just stuff selling beer, all the things they do to support the Athens community, just unreal. So shout out to them for that, but also their products. I mean, they got so many of them. We streamlined those seltzers for a couple of years and sold out of them. Now we're with these no carb drinks. We'll probably be out of that kind of beer soon.
we
right?
might have started with the seltzers a couple of years ago if they had started 10 years prior trying to get rid of carbs in the beer. I mean, think about it. You're making something, out of grains, and you're like, hey, can we make one without carbs? And it sounds impossible. And it took them 10 years to figure it out, but they did, and it's phenomenal. It's a fantastic beer. I highly, highly recommend it. I want you to try it. Let us know in the comments if you've had any, what you think of it. And again, when you're in the Kroger cooler and you're looking at all the different beer options, don't go get a Corona. Don't go get a Miller Lite. It's garbage anyway. And you're looking at the Bud Light, and you're looking at the Budweiser, and you're looking at the Next. Hit the Next. Try it. Let me know what you think. And the great thing about it is if you like that game next week, it's going to be at noon. But if you got a late game and it's like 4 o'clock like this one that we had today, and you're sitting at a tailgate, you can knock these things back. You can knock these things back all day, and it's only 4% alcohol by volume. So if you're looking to get a nice buzz, you can. But if you want to have a nice mellow afternoon, day, evening, hit up the Next. It's going to be great for the whole day, and you won't get super fat. And that way you can have more pizza and wings and all the fun stuff, that you want to eat at the tailgate without, realizing that you've had 47,000 calories for the day. So hit them up and do it in the back of a Ford F-150. Coach, right now Georgia does not have a sack, but Samford does. So
I predicted that.
You did say that at the beginning. I thought there would be more sacks. I put in my column that we'd see a little more, trying to get after him, but
they're getting rid of the ball so quickly.
But yeah, that's exactly. I didn't think of that. Coach knew that there would be a catch and throw, but I can guarantee you that is going to be a storyline in the post-game overreaction show. 2 games and no sacks.
I think the scoreboard is more important than the sack totals.
There's a touchdown to tie it up.
Yeah. Well, hey, when you spend $30 million on a recruiting class, you should be able to do that. That's the rumor. That is the rumor. Hey, they shorted it up, Coach. The fourth quarter is only going to be 12 minutes.
How does that get determined?
I don't think they get to ask
Gilbert.
It was agreed upon with Coach Smart and Coach Atcher before the game started. You can do that, Coach?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Or he might be running a running clock too. Might not even stop it.
Could they set it at like 5 minutes? Or can they do what they want to?
That's good.
I can do whatever he wants to. It's his stadium. I mean, I'm sure Hatcher would like to get out of here 37-0. Please throw one at Gilbert today.
Now you're going to go to Dylan Bell. Oh, my goodness.
He almost had it. Tough catch.
Part of our running games, our play calling, we were passing team. I mean, we pass more than we run, so which I can understand why we pass.
Yeah.
Even though people use it against us, say we're a running team, but we throw. 2-1.
Yeah, how many?
He's gonna put Gilbert down here. Let him yo-yo this guy.
28 passes today, Coach. 28 runs though too.
Throw it to Gilbert. I've said that for 3 days and 14 nights.
Here you go, Coach. Right here. Right. Oh, they threw to him.
That guy covered him. Let Zirkle kick one. Guy held him.
Yeah, he did. And the stats are going to say that was a pass broken up by the Johnson, but that was
So
actually
you can watch it right here. See the Bermuda shorts, the way the left leg is back.
Yeah.
Podlesny into kick. Stetson Bennett to hold. 25-yard attempt. Up and good.
I'm telling you, I like having my knees covered.
Was he had 4 field goals or 5?
Well, he missed one, if you remember. That longer one.
So you have 33 points. You have 3
4
touchdowns.
out of 5.
We've had 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal.
Mm-hmm.
4 field goals.
4 field goals, 4 out of 5. So Podlesny 4 out of 5 on his field goals with 8 kickoffs, 6 are touchbacks, 1 was out of bounds.
Good.
Yeah, you're talking about passing yards or passing and rushing. Georgia has 346 yards passing, 121 yards rushing.
Brett
So you're
Thorson
right.
had
This
1
is
punt.
a very pass-heavy offense.
Nothing wrong with our running game, really. I mean, we just throw.
And there's so many passes to the backs now that they're essentially extended runs.
You're playing a
just in
lot
different
of
angles.
players.
Yeah.
A lot of different routines, but anyhow, there was these 2 guys that were big baseball fans, and they were older guys like me, and they were worried about up in heaven if you could play baseball up there. And they had a pact. Said, "Hey, Charlie, if you die first, I want you to give me a signal, and if I die first," this was Harry, said, "I want you to, I'll tell you that about the baseball." So sure enough, Charlie dies.
Oh, poor Charlie.
And 2 weeks later, Harry hadn't heard anything, and he's laying in bed, and here's this deal. Said, "Hey, Harry." And he "Harry, this is Charlie." He said, "Hey, Charlie, how's it going?" He said, "Pretty good." He said, "I got some good news and some bad news." He said, "Well, okay." He said, "Well, the good news, we got some unbelievable baseball up here. We play, all our friends play. Mickey Mouse up here. There's everybody playing." And he said, "Golly, that's good to hear." He said, "The bad news, you're pitching on Friday."
I saw it coming and I didn't wasn't even ready for it.
You're pitching on Friday,
That's
baby. You're
cool.
coming up here.
They're showing Prince Charles coming to Athens in
Yeah.
1977.
A remarkable 73 years, all but 4 years of my life, she was the Queen of England. That's amazing
That
to be
is
a
amazing.
monarch for that long, and just long life. 96. Her husband was 99. Prince Philip.
That's insane.
Coach Dooley showing him and said, "Hey, we're going to run 44 or 45. He said, "I don't know." Said,
Let me explain 23 power to you.
Jermaine King in the chat said we lost that game to Kentucky in 77.
"Did we really? When Charles was there?"
Let's see. I trust Jermaine, but I'm going to look it up anyway.
A lot of new faces in there.
Chris Atcher's ready to run this clock.
Yes, he is. He's like, all right, let's get out of here.
Oh, did they lose? It's the same score you see on your screen right now. Georgia lost to Kentucky 33-0 on
That was
October
pretty big.
22nd,
See, that's-
1977.
Blame Prince Charles.
Never invited the
Yeah. Never. You notice we never invited him back.
yeah. Wow.
They didn't even invite back Prince Harry.
I won't tell you how old I was.
I don't want to hear it.
I'd be born 12 years later. So I did just tell you. So I lied.
You were born in 1989?
Yes, sir.
That was a good year. I got a new quarterback in. I think this Everett kid's going to be big time. We got one guy out that I think you might have mentioned that earlier in the week, Nyland Green, has a hamstring. So our corner situation, Everett's playing. I don't know if Singletary's, is he 12?
Let me look at. I was watching Chaz Chambliss over there.
32, Shaz.
Humphrey is 12.
Yeah, well, Humphrey's playing in there then.
Oh, good. So one of Georgia's 5-star cornerbacks is in.
Early in the season, we're learning some numbers still.
Singletary's 9.
Going over the top.
Caught it.
Heck of a
Hit it
catch.
on Everett.
9:33 left. 9:32. 9:31.
Kids from Decatur.
Alabama.
I didn't know they had a Decatur, Alabama.
They do. It's near Huntsville, I believe.
David Daniel with the tackle
Good.
there at the end.
Good throw. Good catch, too. I hate this for Vandergriff. I was hoping he was going to get in today. Maybe they'll put him in next series. Quarterback draw. Ooh, slammed down by Chambliss. It looked like the Michigan game.
No. So not only is Georgia subbing, but Samford is as well. Therefore, you're going to get those guys jumping a little bit.
Right.
A first chance to be in the game.
I'm impressed with Samford. I think that they're going to have a really solid season in the FCS. Big win last week against Kennesaw.
Right.
They seem well coached.
Now, you beat Kennesaw and you beat Brian Bohannon. That's saying something. He's a hell
Yeah,
of a coach.
especially running the wishbone. I mean, first game. If you're going to play the wishbone, you got the sack. Put him down.
No, that guy is just
Ooh,
good. He
good
gets
play
away.
there, Everett.
In the fourth quarter, Washington State leads number 19 Wisconsin 17-14.
Man,
Maybe a wonky year, guys.
Could be.
talking about guys that have funky nicknames. We had a guy named Sleepy Floyd that dropped 2 punts against Wisconsin.
Mm.
That's why I was thinking
Oh,
about
that's why you remember him?
Sleepy. Good sack. First sack of the year by the Dogs.
Yeah.
They can do it.
And it's Michael Williams, the freshman.
A couple people have asked, most recent being Jeff, AD Mitchell injury. Did it look that bad? Looked like a sprain to me.
Yeah, more precautionary, hopefully. I like to see him have a little fun, though, That's good. It's good to see him jacked up like that. And get him out of the 4-down zone. But I think he'll go for it if he doesn't.
Kennesaw State's playing Cincinnati right now, down 56-10. So
Cincinnati taken out after that Arkansas game.
3rd and 24.
Way to break.
Jed May points out that right before that sack, it was
Taki Smith there.
It was Bear Alexander and Michael Williams that combined on that quarterback pressure before the sack.
Bears in there.
Bears in there and look for 99.
7:30 left in
coming
the
off
game.
labrum surgery.
Mm-hmm. See Xavier Sori there, 18. That is an athlete.
You know what's hard
He's
to
an
do,
athlete.
hard here too, is get your punt team, return team, and stuff with all the people that you,
Subbing in and out.
yeah, we don't know if they're going to punt or not. And just another way for Kirby to light them up on the sideline.
Fun is away.
Put Vandergriff in.
7 minutes left in the ball game. That's going to be a touchback.
It was in the end zone.
That looked like it was end zone to me.
Smart.
Kears
They
is like,
never blew it dead. One thing you always do is hand the ball to the official. You never know if it's dead. If you're on defense, don't ever just hold the ball like that.
yeah.
He's
Kears
going to
like,
make
I'm
sure he
just,
goes
I'm
to
just
the
gonna
end
go
zone
score
anyway.
just in case.
Oh, if they called a touchdown, I'd laugh so hard.
Hey, he got one touchdown today, Karras, anyway.
Hey, Roddy, you were
I
calling.
told
That
you
was going to be it.
that was my prediction, damn it.
Hey, he did it.
I told you he'd return one to the house. They just had to call it back with somebody across the plane. Kirby challenged the call.
So, are you going to do a commercial?
Well,
If you-
I need to point out the least surprising score of the day. Going to the fourth quarter, Iowa 7, Iowa State 3. If that holds, Iowa would be 2-0, having scored 7 points in each game.
And they haven't scored a touchdown until this week. They scored two safeties and a field goal last week, but it'll be sick. You know, everybody talks about the Iowa State coach being the next coming. You know, the next guy. He'll
Matt Campbell.
be 0-6 against the Hawkeyes.
That's insane.
So anyhow, there's these three guys working over in Atlanta. One was an Italian guy, one was a French guy, and one was a Georgia Tech guy. And every day they go to lunch, and no matter what, they had the same lunch. The Italian guy had spaghetti and meatballs. The French guy had chicken cordon bleu, and Tech guy had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And they were up there talking, and the Italian guy said, I can't believe it. Every day I have the same thing, everything. Said, if she makes it a spaghetti and meatballs one more time, I'm going to jump off of this roof. And the French guy said, Sacre bleu, cordon bleu every day. I will have to jump too if I have that. And the Tech guy said, well, if I get peanut butter and jelly, I guess I'll jump too. So that'll make it all three of us. So sure enough, the next day, the guy opens up spaghetti and meatballs. He said, I can't believe it. So I'm going to jump. So he jumps. French guy opens up his cordon bleu. Oh, cordon bleu. Tech guy, peanut butter and jelly, jumps off. So they, as fate would have it, they have this memorial service, three guys like that, and jumping off a skyscraper in Atlanta, and the Italian lady's weeping. Oh, I can't believe it. He never told me he didn't want the spaghetti and meatballs to jump off of the roof. I can't believe it. I would have fixed it something different. And the French lady said, oh, I feel the same. It's the same thing. Why did he tell me he did not want the chicken cordon bleu? And the Tech lady said, well, I can't understand it. He packed his own lunch. Go Tech.
I thought you were going to say he had jelly and peanut butter. That's different. Oh, my.
All right, there's my joke.
Packed his own lunch. God.
There's that little meat. What that kid's good. He's fast. Muse. Watch him. He can show you his tail lights.
Central Gwinnett High School from Grayson.
He's very fast. Very fast. Delp in there with Gilbert. Just handed Gilbert one time on something.
Ball in his hands, yeah. 625, 624, 623.
You got to walk on back in there too.
It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Just like we're not going to throw one to Gilbert. Or Delp. Threw him one. He had a tough catch.
Yeah, I see Austin Blasky in there, left tackle.
Going to the fourth quarter, Tennessee leads Pittsburgh 24-17.
I hate that.
7 minutes left. App State 17, Texas A&M 14.
Please do it, please. I like the SEC, but
why do people schedule App State? Don't do it.
Michigan.
Never.
Yeah, and after that, you just never do it again.
Oh, that's bad mesh.
The Morsett's tried to bail him out.
That was poor.
Now was he a real punt coach?
Yeah, he's going to get to kick it with his foot.
Yeah.
Thorson had the great tweet about Stetson Bennett hating Australia because he didn't get to punt while Stetson was playing last week.
Looked like he's trying to throw the RPO there, and he back clamped it, didn't he?
Yep.
So
I'll be able to tell more after we've had a few of those ASW distillery fiddler bourbon drinks.
Fair caught about the 28-yard line.
I'm excited about a lot of our fans maybe that need a job looking into that Yancey website.
Yeah, I want to mention this real quick, Coach, about that because I know a lot of people are like, "Why? Where are they?" So I want to talk about some of these jobs: Augusta, Austell, Gwinnett, Austell again.
And they're not paying chicken feed, are they?
No, God, they're paying a ton. Columbus, Falkville, Bloomingdale, Georgia, Columbus, Georgia, Decula, Georgia. They're all over the place. Pooler, Georgia. You ever been to Pooler? It's cooler in Pooler. So McDonough, Albany, Brunswick.
Think about it. You get a job with a company like that, you got a lifetime deal too, because they're gonna got good HR stuff.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna fight to keep
family.
you.
I mean, good business people. They got a good unity factor there. And
6 jobs in Albany to look at: Macon, Georgia, Conley, Georgia, another Albany, another Macon.
That's Albany.
Albany, back in Pooler.
so how did they apply?
Go to YanceyBrothers.com/dogs, DAWGS. If you look in the description of what you're watching there, you'll see the link. But if not, and again, it would do us a world of good if you're watching this, if you would just go check it out. Just go to YanceyBrothers.com/dogs, DAWGS, and then look at open positions. Click on the open positions thing.
Yeah, you might have a good job now. That might be even better. I mean,
Well, I was looking at a couple of these, like, this sounds more fun. Smyrna. Jeez. Again, Augusta. So basically, wherever you want a job in the state of Georgia, they have one. So like I said, Decula again, McDonough. We talked about the one in Conyers and Covington. We talked about there's one in Columbus. It's just unreal the number of places they got job openings. So tons of spots in Valdosta. Now we've gone down that Valdosta Bulldog Club.
good place to live.
Classic City Civic Club or something like Azalea City. Point being, we've gone and spoken to the Valdosta Bulldog Club and numerous clubs down there plenty of times. The one that used to be the Kiwanis Club, and I know those people are watching the show. So all you Valdosta Bulldog Club people, do us a favor, go check that out because in that area they have a ton of job openings. Hit them up. It would really mean a lot to me personally. Mean a lot to Coach.
Plus,
again, Dayne, we don't count.
Roddy,
Fair enough.
buying all this equipment, man. I mean, next thing I know, you're gonna have a makeup girl coming over and putting all this.
I do. I need to get this,
I
need to get some.
I don't want to spray tan for the Tech game.
That's too late.
Here's old Marvin Jones Jr. in their defensive end. Make a play, Marvin. Number 7.
Yeah.
First time in there.
And Christian Miller, 52.
Yeah.
Big Jonathan Jefferson, 94.
52 is Smith, isn't he? It's 52. That's
Sean Washington, 95. I thought 52 was Christian Miller. I could be wrong.
I thought he's that fast defensive end. Smith, maybe. What's his number? Is 52 Christian Miller?
I thought so. Maybe I'm wrong again. I have drunk a lot of those necks.
52 is Christian Miller.
There we go. I got one.
All right. Throw a pick.
418, 417. Business decision.
If I see Xavier Story coming from my head,
that was a business decision. Good call.
I was sitting my butt down too.
It's down 33-0. I'm not taking that hit. Do not blame you, sir.
Man,
Number 7. Look at Marvin Jones. What a good-looking kid.
Hey, and EJ Likes, he's in, Coach, the guy that was shot.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, that's not his fault he's
No.
shot, but
He was shot. Innocent bystander gets hit with a bunch of bullets. And again, I'm always for the guys who've had to come back from a long way. And good to see EJ Lightsey in the game.
Coach, looking ahead, noon, South Carolina next week. I know Columbia can be a tough place to play. First road test for the Dogs.
Won't be a test. Oh.
I mean, if it's a billion degrees because Columbia is on the sun.
That is true.
I had wondered if that played a part in Texas and Alabama being pretty close today. They said it was really hot in Austin.
It's hot in Alabama.
Tell you what, Sam
I thought-
Pittman in
I thought-
Arkansas looked good.
I thought Spencer Rattler was supposed to be the truth at South Carolina.
Coach has been telling us about that. 707 quarterback.
Spencer can't dodge a Mack truck. We'll get after. We'll sack him. I can tell you that.
All right, let's go, Kyrus Jackson.
Oh, it's fair call it. This has got to be Vandergrift.
You need to call him, Roddy, and be like, hey, man, I don't care what the coaches tell you. You need to make me look good.
He's a team guy. If they tell him, hey, we're punt safe, then he won't do it. And
Not even for you? I know you
not even for me.
Valley a few times.
He's a senior leader, and I've been covering him since he was a freshman at the track championship in Jefferson back when they had it there. Guy competed in races and shot put.
Wow.
How do you be a wide receiver and compete in shot put? Just again, talk about explosiveness. The he's a freak athlete. And he also, when we did the interview, Coach, he's like, okay, I told you about me now. Hey, and he brought over like 4 other Peach County guys. I want you to interview him, and him.
Good for him.
I'm like,
Hey, Coach, we have a joke submitted for you.
Let me hear it.
This is from Howard Eubanks. He says there's 4 friends playing golf. A funeral goes by, and one of the gentlemen takes his hat off and waits until it passes. His friend asks why he did it. He said, it's the least I could do. We would have been married for 40 years.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm here for people submitting some jokes.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy from Clemson and a guy from Georgia watching the late news at a sports bar. And there's this guy getting ready to jump. It's another jump off the roof. Live shot of the guy jumping off the roof. And the guy from Georgia says, I tell you what, I'll bet you $50 that guy jumps. And the guy from Clemson said, okay, I'll bet you. Sure enough, the guy jumps off and Clemson guy starts to give him the money. And Georgia guy said, I can't take that money. He said, that's really a rerun. I saw it on the 6 o'clock news. And Clemson guy said, well, I saw it too, but I didn't think he'd jump again.
I've heard that one. That's one of my favorites. I love it.
You know how the University of Clem became Clemson?
No.
There's 3 professors said, Clem just doesn't sound good. We need to make it sound better. So they went behind the barn back there on the campus, and they added S for chivalry, O for honor, and N for knowledge.
Oh, sorry, folks. I didn't mean to slap my microphone, but
Spit take.
don't give me that when I'm finished drinking my
University
Bud
of
Light
Clem. University of Clem. Hold that tiger.
In for knowledge.
Texas A&M attempting a 47-yard field goal to tie the game at 17.
How much time left?
Oh, and it is blocked.
Oh,
Here comes. That sounds like Michigan game when
3:43 left in the game.
hi.
Aggies have 2 timeouts.
let's see.
Ron Vandergriff in the game for
Put him on the corner one time. But this guy here has got this guy's got mega talent. I'm telling you, he's got mega talent.
He's got
So
good,
does Beck. Beck's good too. But
good hair and mag wheels. Let's see what he can do.
We got Goody in the game.
He's going to put 4 on the floor right here.
Might I brag on Ryland Godey, student in the Carmichael Sports Media Institute at the University of Georgia.
I can tell you this. We got Seether in.
Dylan
So we've
Fairchild.
actually used
guard.
6 tight ends today. We're on 6 tight ends.
I like what Chris Atcher told you. He said, I'd be happy just to have Georgia's 5th string tight end on my squad.
He
I
said,
guarantee
give me
you,
Godey or Seether. It'd help.
If you could tell Hatcher at the pregame meal this morning had been 33-0, he would have sent you a Western Union saying, I'll take it.
2nd and 9 for the Dogs.
He got an arm.
Oh,
Did that guy hit it?
it hit Dylan in the hands.
Looked like he might.
That was a weird looking angle.
I mean, it's a little bit behind him, but it still looked like
I
he
can
turned
see
it.
this guy. 17-14. How much time you say?
3:17 and counting right now. A&M has 2 timeouts. It's 2nd and 6. Ball on App State's 34-yard line.
Jimmy Fisher will not make it out of that state.
He will not. They will tear it down around his ears.
It'll be like Ed Orgeron.
Run the quarterback draw. There you go.
There it is. Boom.
First down or not?
There was no line to let us.
Shit.
I think he's short.
I can tell you this next week, first conference game, everybody be jacked up playing against South Carolina Gamecocks. Kind of a mismatch of a team today. Defensively, they couldn't stop the run at all and boom it. That's not bad.
It's better than
But they always play good against us, and
they do in Columbus,
it's going to be a
Columbia.
different atmosphere playing on the road. We played basically 2 home games, but looks like we got out of this game injury free, except for AD Mitchell and kind of a lackluster, but lackluster win. But all week, Kirby was saying our team didn't practice that great, but we're a little bit off on certain plays. Everything didn't click hunky dory, but
A few missed balls.
I would
few missed
rather
catches.
win this game 33-0 than I would 65-0 from a coach's standpoint, just to carry on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, certainly you think I'm crazy, but you got their
Yes.
attention. Say, look, we play like this against a better team. It's going to be
You're gonna be Notre Dame.
It's going to be life or death, man.
Well, you saw how they bounced back after that Alabama loss. Sometimes you
Yeah.
get a little too big for your britches.
Well, the other thing
Good
is,
tackle.
the other thing you point out, it's all around the country, man. Look at these upsets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good job showing Washington on that one, Coach. I'm going to give that young man some credit.
was that Sean?
Yeah.
Good job.
That's a big boy they got. He's right there in LSU's backyard, Coach, and I don't know what they were thinking when they didn't go after him. Okay, there's number 12.
We got Madden in there too.
Really? CJ Madden?
Yeah. Old coach is
So-
not in any hurry to run the clock. He's letting the third team quarterback play some now.
Hey, they're trying to get to Birmingham.
Yeah, a little.
Get the checks, the most important thing after the game.
Yeah. I like Chris Atcher.
How much did we pay them?
God, it had to be at least $1 million.
At least $750, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. I like that he said, what would be the best thing is I just want to be sure that check from Georgia doesn't bounce. And ideally, we could get a rain out. If we get a rain out, can we not play the game and still get the check?
Yeah. Pretty much.
He had me rolling.
Pretty much rain out today.
Yeah.
Give credit to that band. It's still up there playing, Georgia band. Those people work hard, and all they get is a couple of Chick-fil-A sandwiches before and after the game.
And they go out there. They'll be in Columbia or in Athens, 95-degree day wearing those polyester outfits, man.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's
It's
just
gonna be the
brutal.
last play of the ball game unless it's incomplete pass.
It's a run to the left.
It's a run to the left.
Oof. He
Tackle
planted
for
it.
Washington again. He probably got more tackles than Carter.
He planted the guy on the ground.
Kirby and Hatcher will get a little hug here.
A lot of respect. A lot of respect.
But genuine respect.
No, just a lot of. A whole lot of respect.
And the other good thing is I didn't see any of the Samford players get hurt.
Yeah.
So that's good for them too, because you don't want to come in here and get your butts kicked and all of a sudden have an injury or something.
One thing that Coach Donnan asked Coach Atcher about, and it's one thing that I always forget. We cover Georgia, Samford Stadium. Like sometimes you forget. For those guys on Samford's team, this is a big, big deal to be between the hedges and play in that game with this spotlight.
Close to a moral victory. They can say, hey, about 30 years from now, there were Yancey brothers over there, and some of these guys from Samford, and they're saying, hey, you remember that time we were over there at Samford Stadium and held them to 33 points?
Yeah. We didn't score, but, we held them to 33, and they were the number one team in the nation. Yeah, I think after this, Georgia gets a lot more number one after Alabama struggled. Because Big Xavier tries.
Kirby says we're not mature, disappointing performance.
We got to get in better shape, Kirby says. Wasn't our best performance.
There'll be some coaching moments, just like you were saying, Coach Donnan.
Right. Hey, still hadn't given up a touchdown this year, boys.
That's impressive.
So I would like to say this, just from his perspective here. I appreciate, Radi, you letting me share with the fans what I know, and I appreciate all the fans that listen to us and watch the game, because I know that, we're trying to give you as much Georgia perspective. Today, there wasn't a whole lot we could say. I'm just make it as good as we can. But if you can tell your friends about this and get them to tune in next week, I know Kirby's got a burr in his saddle for the South Carolina team. And I'm not going to tell you why, but just be ready for it.
I know why. Want me to tell them?
No.
There's the tease. That's why you come back at 11.
I'll tell you next week. I'm in the 3-2-1 report.
Yeah. Check out 321 report at UGASports.com. Appreciate everyone sharing this. Appreciate all the comments. Again, if you would do us a favor, check out Bud Light Next when you go to the grocery store next time. Hit up Athens Ford if you need a new or pre-owned vehicle, or if you want to sell yours, they'll also buy it from you. And also go by YanceyBrothers.com/dogs. Click on open positions. Again, I can't. If you enjoy this, just do me that one favor. It would mean a lot to me. Mean a lot to Coach. It even means something to Dayne.
Oh, touchdown App State. They're about to beat A&M.
Hey, and join us on the post-game overreaction show. It might not be a ton to talk about for Georgia, but we will talk about all these damn upsets. We're gonna leave here. I hope everybody joins us next Saturday about 11:40.
Is that when we'll be on?
11:45.
Let's get a good pregame show here, and we'll be ready to rock. I thought the jokes were okay.
They were clean, at least better than what you normally tell me.
Oh, you want a dirty one?
He showed us a little skin earlier. He's like, "This is a family."
I got a good dirty one, but it's not real dirty. But I won't tell it.
Yeah, hold that for next week.
I don't ever tell any dirty jokes, but
you never do.
We have Kent State in 2 weeks. We got to hold some material.
Yeah, you got to hold back.
Kent State. I don't even know if they'll have a team after. God, they played tonight. They play the Sooners. Who they play next week? Maybe open date, but
they're saying
the only thing that could happen even better today would be for Pitt to come on back and for Auburn tonight to get their pants pulled down, and San Jose State
and Florida to lose.
Yeah, we want Kentucky to win, I guess. Gators.
Can't ever pull for Gators.
Gators got delusions of grandeur right now. I mean, just that last week, old Billy Napier's in the dressing room, and that one kid was in the back, and Billy said, "Man, we've got 12 new cases of gonorrhea," and he said, "I sure am glad. I was getting tired of that Gatorade, Coach." So here we go. All right, that's not a dirty one.
That's not.
Thanks for everybody watching, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.